and we welcome you in for probably one of the most exciting days of this year's football schedule. Greensboro College on the road at Davidson for a rare Division III FCS matchup. It's the first time Greensboro has taken on an FCS opponent since they faced Davidson back in 2005. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruit, Stephen Whitenhouse here with you on the campus of Davidson College. And Stephen, first off, a beautiful facility and super excited about the opportunity to be here today.
Yeah, what a rare and exciting opportunity for Greensboro College football to be able to come to Davidson College on the beautiful campus, a beautiful football field. It's certainly a pleasure, not only for the team, but for us, for all of Greensboro College, the fans over there on the sideline, to get to come to a Division I school and be able to play a game. This is going to be an experience that these players won't forget.
Absolutely. And, as the evening goes on, as the pregame show goes on, we'll talk a little bit about, how do you balance expectations with the experience? What does this experience do for you going forward, so far and so forth? But before we look too far into today, obviously we have to kind of look and see where we've been. And unfortunately, that was a tough loss against Roanoke last week, a game where Greensboro was leading 15-11 at halftime in a game that they were certainly very competitive in. And I think we answered a lot of questions like, where was the running game week one? Well, we saw it in Kewan Westmoreland, 173 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And Curry Dykes also had 45 yards on 11 carries, so he did a nice job in a secondary role. But a lot of questions still, too. Quarterbacks are still turning the ball over. What could have been with the defense? They had five possessions for Roanoke that were already started on the plus side of the field thanks to turnovers and short punts and that sort of thing. So a lot of good, but a lot of bad last week too.
Yeah, it was definitely a tale of two halves. First half was pretty solid. There was a couple of turnovers from the offense, but the defense really bailed them out. Second half, not so much. It was, the Roanoke defense, kind of stymied the Greensboro offense. And but guess what? We got a new game, new week. It was a valiant effort, but, unfortunate loss. But it's a new week this week. They seem really confident. They seem really upbeat, coaches and players, for today's game. So it should be an exciting contest tonight here at Davidson.
Absolutely. Before we put Roanoke to bed, we'll get you the highlights from last week. A quick recap of the contest against the Maroons, playing their second game since World War II. And under sunny skies with no clouds, and you hear the whistle of the trains in the background, that is the backdrop for today's contest. Roanoke about ready to kick this one away. It is Ethan Sear, the sophomore, puts this one underway. It's a low liner. Third down and goal from the 5. Greensboro looking to grab the lead for the first time today. Altus, handoff, Dykes up the middle, dives. Is he in? He is. Curry Dykes for the touchdown, and the Pride take the lead. And that snap bobbled again by Altus. Fumble. It's a loose football rolling back towards the end zone. It is recovered by the Maroons. They did punch it in on the fumble recovery. And Sear now for the PAT at 3:49 to go. Snap, spot, kick, block. Greensboro on the recovery. They've got a chance to run to the 40-yard line, to the 50, 40, 30. They're not going to catch him. Greensboro's going to get something out of this here. On the blocked PAT, the Pride are going to get 2 points on the blocked PAT. Altus under center, Westmoreland the back. Handoff to Westmoreland, squeaks through a hole, he's in, touchdown! Westmoreland found just the tiniest sliver of daylight between the offensive linemen and powers it through. Greensboro retakes the lead. There's the kick, that's blocked, and Roanoke could return it right back the other way. Have you ever seen two PATs blocked and returned for scores, not only in the same game, but how about back-to-back possessions? One-on-one on the near side. Hill fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, behind his man, but still caught anyways. That's Gardner in the end zone, touchdown. With him at the 10-yard line, looking to throw. And that is caught, back corner, and that's a touchdown. Touchdown. Quarterback keeper from the 2-yard line. Sims steps up to bark out some instructions. Now he's going to hand this off to Westmoreland. Westmoreland's got his 100 yards. He's got more to the 50. Westmoreland to the 30-yard line. He's got a couple to beat to the 20, to the 10. He cuts inside. Touchdown. 59 yards, and Greensboro is inching their way right back in it. Two receivers far side. He's got Westmoreland to his right. Now he puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, handoff Westmoreland. No, he fakes it, and a pass out to the side, tackled short. A jarring hit for Roanoke, just short of the end zone. Gain of 1, and Greensboro will not have their first 2-0 start since 2003. They will not. Final 10-second bleed off the clock. And after a thrilling win last week, Greensboro is not going to repeat the feat today. Final score, Roanoke 32, Greensboro 22. So that's a recap of how everything went on Saturday a week ago. And, you know, like we said, a lot of good things to take away from that, but a lot of things to work on as well. New week today, a new opportunity. And Stephen, I think one of the cool things about this game, or cool in the sense of what it allows you to do in the concept of playing a little bit more free, nobody expects Greensboro to win today. And I feel like being in that underdog role allows you to do some things. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think this is a game where it's a house money game. Like, you know what? If you lose, you know, obviously you don't want to lose.
Right.
But the expectation is that you're probably not going to be a Division I opponent, and that's fine. And that's a fair, you know, opinion. But I think tonight, because of that, bring everything out. Why not? You know, what's the worst that can happen? You may turn the ball over. You may, not exactly get the plays that you want. But guess what? What if it works?
Right.
And then, then you get some surprise, and then guess what? Maybe you're at halftime and you're leading, or maybe you're close. So I think you just bring out everything that you got in your playbook. You might as well try it, right? It's, I know it's only week 3, but in a game like this, like, why not shock the world? I mean, again, like you said, there's nothing to lose. Bring it all out. Best thing that can happen is you shock the world, and the entire city of Greensboro is going to be talking about you tomorrow.
Well, one guy who is brimming with optimism is head coach Tyler Card. Had a chance to sit down with him a couple of days ago. So here are the thoughts of Coach Card prior to this week's game against Davidson. Pregame show continuing now, and I'm joined by head coach Tyler Card. Coach, it's been a little while since we've got to chat, so let's do a couple weeks here. Just kind of walk me through the Soup Bowl. Obviously exciting to finally get that win, the emotions evident after that game, and just kind of walk me through your thoughts and feelings of that game.
No, it was a great game. What I loved about it is our guys just showing that resiliency and finished and the grit to, struggles we had in the first half and come back and fix those, be able to put a couple scores up, get a couple turnovers, and finish that game out. That's big for us. I mean, we needed that. We needed to show that we have that capability to be a second-half team and make corrections and, finish like we need to.
First win over Guilford in 13 years. What did that mean to you personally to get that done?
Oh, man, a ton. I mean, that was one that since I got here, the previous coach decided to get away from the game for about 4 years, and that was my first thing I got done is made sure we got that Soup Bowl back and playing that rivalry game. And every year we played them, we played tough in the first half and found ways to lose it in the second half. And so to get that done and to bring that bowl back to here was a huge accomplishment, and something we've been wanting to do since I got here.
Yeah, I see it sitting on your desk. Sure does look nice. All right, let's fast forward to this past weekend against Roanoke, 32-22, the final score. A lot of good stuff, a lot of things that still need to be cleaned up, but let's start with the positives you saw.
Some of the positives, our run game, Q1 really Westmoreland stepping up and having 173 yards and 2 touchdowns, added about another 46 in the air, catching the ball. He was a great standout for us this week, and it earned him Offensive Rookie of the Week for the conference. He was great to see. And then some of our guys on defense really step up. Devarius Jesse with the game he had, and also got recognized as Defensive Rookie of the Week in the conference this week. And so those are great to see those guys really step up and, kind of play out of their comfort zone and put some things together when we needed plays.
looking at the first 2 weeks as a whole, it seems like once again defense is one of the strong suits of this team. And when you look at the Roanoke game and you think, they had 5 drives start on the plus side of the field and end up scoring a couple touchdowns, you say that's not all on the defense necessarily. So when you look at that with that factored in, it's been a good start to the defense.
Oh, defense has been playing great. I think they have about 8 or 9 sacks on the year already. They've been holding people. They've had multiple turnovers, which we preach about. And, they've been playing just kind of lights out up into this point. And, we got to find a way to match that on the offensive side. We had some big plays and some things, but we can't turn the ball over. We've got to be better with our ball security. We've got to be able to pitch and catch and, make some big plays when we have those opportunities.
Up from our position up at the broadcast booth, still looks like it's anybody's game as far as QB1 goes right now. And tell me a little bit about kind of where that stands.
Yeah, we've been battling it out, and that's kind of what the plan was early on, is to, let these guys battle and play and see who's taking it over. And then each week we kind of let them battle, and whoever's the most consistent and, has the best week of practice is the one that's kind of been starting. And so that's going to start to wind down after this week. I think we're going to, make our major decision and roll with that person as the season goes on. But both of them are trying to battle. They both have their strengths and weaknesses, things we got to improve on. And so really it's just us kind of filling each other out on both sides to get that mesh that we need.
Only 1.7 yards per carry against Guilford. Obviously, the running game exploded in a big way this past week. Does that kind of help that quarterback battle a little bit, knowing that, hey, you have that to either fall back on or to keep the defense honest?
Oh, yeah, definitely. When you can run the ball, it takes a lot of pressure off. And I think that's what we got to continue to lean on. That's what we got to continue to do up front. I thought our O-line played well. Pass protection was good. But we had some great holes to be able to run it. And then, Q1 kind of really having a day and showcasing his skills to be that guy, and made a lot of great, moves in the hole, made some break tackles, and it was really hard to get down throughout that whole game. So if we can continue that, then it definitely takes some pressure off those quarterbacks. Now we just need them to take those shots and make the plays we need them to make.
I asked this one mostly in frivolity. I've never seen, forget the same game, let alone back-to-back possessions, a PAT return for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that was a new one for me too. We do a great job, get the block, return it, get the 2 points, and then we let up a score. They
We'll get you the rest of that interview later. We are getting ready to go here. Greensboro will be kicking it away to start this contest. We're really excited. Again, Kendrick Fruit, Stephen Whitenhouse here with you on the campus of Davidson College for Greensboro College football on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Pride will be kicking this one away. Regan Sawyer will be doing the honors. Really neat to see the light show here. The stadium lights blinking in patterns, and the video preview or the pregame hype video here at Davidson. Just a real neat atmosphere.
Yeah, this is really cool. Again, like we said earlier, this is going to be maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these guys with Greensboro, getting to play at a Division I stadium, the lights and, all the cool things that go on. So this is going to be a fun night regardless of the outcome.
Greensboro wearing the white jerseys, the black pants, the black helmets. Davidson in all white with the red DC on the helmets. Sawyer running up to the football. Football is in the air, and we are underway. It's a short kick taken at the 25-yard line to the 30 on the far sideline to the 35, still going past the 40, and brought down at the 44-yard line. And we're already seeing, I think, a little bit of that strength differential between D3 and FCS.
Yeah, sure. That's one of the things we got to look for today. This is, an FCS school, but there's a difference between strength and size and speed. at this level compared to, Division II or Division III. So that's going to be one of the challenges for Greensboro is just the strength of this Davidson football team.
Coulter Cleland, the starting quarterback, 38 of 66 on the year, 55.9% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Cleland will hand off here on first down past the 40 to the 50-yard line, cutting back to the middle of the field, still on his feet to the 48-yard line of Greensboro. That is the running back, Mari Adams, 5'11 senior from Shelby, North Carolina. Adams on the year, 16 carries for 76 yards, and he is approaching. Oh, is that coming back? Yeah, looks like maybe coming back after all.
Yeah, so Kendrick, looked like they were about to line up. They were going to no huddle, and then there was a false start. Did not get who that was on. I believe it's on the right side of the line, but a false start. So a little 5-yard penalty there. So they're at about the 47-yard line.
2nd down and 7. Adams approaching 5th all-time in program history. Fake pass here. Pass over the middle, rather, caught, and he's going to go all the way, touchdown. They faked the handoff and then found a streaking receiver across the middle of the field. That was number 81, Alani. Hang on, I'm going to get this pronunciation right. Alani Ajibatosho with the catch and run touchdown, and you just saw the speed there.
Yeah, Ajibatosho, he is a tall receiver, listed at 6'4", and he just streaked across there on a slant route, beat Larry Jones, and took it to the house.
I didn't even have time to tell you as the PAT is up and good. 7-0 your score. Davidson will be working to start the game left to right across your radio dial. Greensboro going right to left, and with just 41 ticks off the clock, we have a brand new score, 7-0, and I believe they are taking a media timeout. Here they are, so we'll take it with them here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Officially a 53-yard touchdown pass to Ajibatosho makes it a 7-0 Davidson lead. Greensboro going to have the ball for the first time here, just, 41 ticks into the contest. And again, I think this is where things are going to be interesting. You heard from Coach Card a little bit in the pregame show, and he talked about it. I don't know if we got to that part of the interview or not, but he said this is kind of the last week of the quarterback competition. They expect to split Altus and Sims a little bit more today, but he said after that they really expect to kind of have narrowed in on a guy going forward. So this is a big day for both of these guys.
This is a really big day, and that's what ultimately that's what you want, right? You want to settle on one guy at quarterback,
right.
So you can get behind that guy. He knows that he's starting. He's not coming off the field. So this is going to be, a key game, like you just said, the final game of this quarterback battle. It'll be Chase Altus to start. I'm sure we'll see Josh Sims at some point. Both have had their ups and downs so far this year, so it'll be Chase Altus after this kickoff here from Davidson. He'll get the first shot tonight.
Yeah, turnovers are going to be huge for Greensboro today. Altus struggled in the turnover category the first game. Sims struggled a little bit in the last game as Davidson kicks this one away. Backing up on it is McIntyre, and he's going to bring it out past the 10-yard line to the 15, and that's about all he's going to get.
Yeah, brought that one out of the end zone. That was a deep kick there. McIntyre, instead of kneeing it, decided to bring it out. He'll bring it out to about the 15. We saw Sincere, opening kickoff against Guilford, took that all the way to the house. So he's definitely a threat on every kickoff.
Chase Altus on the year, completing 50% of his passes, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And I think the big thing, again, this offense probably going to go through Kewan Westmoreland today. 196 yards, averaging 7.8 yards per carry.
Well, and Kendrick, you brought this note up last week, the seventh most yards in a single game in program history. What a day for Westmoreland last week.
They're going to pitch it to a receiver. Back to Altus. He's wanting to air it out on the first play. Deep throw is
He's
caught.
got him. Did he catch
at
it?
the 45-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Greensboro, crossing midfield. That's KJ Brown hauling it in.
What a catch. What a throw by Chase Altus. Hey, if you want to earn that starting quarterback job, that's a throw right there that will get you, the leg up. Now, they're looking towards the sideline, and Altus is actually going to come out here. It's kind of looking – everybody's looking towards the sideline.
There's a penalty back here.
Oh, no.
It's
they're going to
coming
bring
back.
it back.
Yep.
So the flea flicker, a great play call there, and unfortunately it is coming back.
Oh, my. Wiping out a gain of almost 40 yards. Pitched it to Dwayne Smith Jr., who sent it back to Altus. Oh, boy.
Well, I tell you what. Obviously, you don't like that with the penalty, but for Chase Altus, that's still going to be on film, right? It was a beautiful throw. Now, I can't quite see
Looks
Kendrick.
like Dykes and Westmoreland.
Yeah,
both
little
in the
wildcat.
backfield. Yeah. We'll see who takes the snap here. It'll be two receivers near side, one to the far. It's Dykes on the direct snap, working to the right, cuts back inside, almost to the 20-yard line, gain of about 4 yards. I like the look there for Greensboro, and that's something we haven't really seen yet this year.
Well, we just said it in the pregame show. If whatever you got in your playbook, let's see it tonight because you really don't have anything to lose. So a little bit of a wildcat now. Chase Altus back out there at quarterback.
2nd down and 6, football on the far hash. Again, Greensboro working right to left across your dial. That's towards the red end zone. It says Davidson. Blue end zone says Wildcats to their backs. Altus throws screen pass to Brown. Brown back to the line of scrimmage, getting up to the 25-yard line, to the 30. That's going to be a Greensboro first down on the screen to Brown.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kendrick, these first 3 plays, obviously the first one got wiped out. I think this is a confidence booster. I mean, you come out on offense and you have a flea flicker that goes for 40 yards. Then you have a nice run on the second play, and then this one goes for a first down. So really nice start here for the Greensboro offense.
3 receivers to the far side, ball on the near hash. We're sitting behind the Davidson sideline. Here's a handoff to Westmoreland past the 30, tripped up at the 34. Solid little gain of about 4 yards there for Kewan.
And Kendrick, we talk about the different matchups and what to watch for tonight. One of the big things we talked about the physicality. Can our offensive line stand up against their defensive line? So far, so good.
It's one thing Coach Card talked to me a little bit after the interview ended. He said size-wise, he actually liked the way that we matched up with a lot of the defensive front of Davidson. They're not huge defensively up front. 2nd down and 6. Altus fakes the handoff to Westmoreland. Fires this one over the middle. He got hit. Was looking for Dwayne Smith.
Yeah, that one Altus looked like he thought Smith was going to go deeper there on that route. And Smith kind of cut back in pretty quick after about 5 yards. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication on that one. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Your game time temperature today, 80 degrees. It's going to drop into the mid-70s by the time we are done. If you're used to Greensboro College football, but I'm sure you're no stranger to college football in general. I'll finish that thought in a second. 3rd down and 6. Altus looking to throw. Steps up, airs this one down the far side, and overthrew his receiver, intercepted at the 45-yard line. Altus wanting to throw it deep, was looking, that pass was intended for Coy Davis.
Hudson Altenberg with the interception there, number 30 for Davidson. So a couple of deep passes here. Obviously the game plan is to attack this secondary. Obviously the flea flicker came back, but it worked. That was a great throw, but that one well over the head of Coy Davis there and intercepted by Altenberg.
This is Davidson's first interception of the year defensively. Wildcats will have the ball at their own 35-yard line, already with a 7-0 lead. Going back to throw now, Coulter. Little pitch up to the 44-yard line, gain of about 8 yards.
Jakari Lightsey on that one. And they're going to run some more no huddle. So we saw this on the first drive. They're going to run no huddle, try to kind of wear this Greensboro defense out and not allow them to sub.
This one, a handoff up the middle,
There we
close
go.
to the first down yardage. Yeah, should have it about to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like I'm trying to see who that was. Deshaun Holman right in there to kind of bust that one up. They did get the first, but only got about a yard. Deshaun Holman, of course, the senior leader on this defense, and he has been some sort of nose tackle for Greensboro in his career.
The Wildcats have split their running game this year between Sharon Adams and then Coulter Cleland, the quarterback, as well. Here's a fake handoff. Coulter looking back to throw, looking right. Here comes pressure from the left-hand side. He rolls right now, steps out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. A very minimal gain. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage, kind of usually in the area of holding.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think Holman was grabbed around the side.
That's what I thought. Of course, Davidson's pointing the other way, but of course you always do that when there's a flag, right?
I think Holman was the guy that that drew the flag.
Yep, holding on the offense. So it's going to bring Davidson back to the 36.
So first down and 20.
That was an encouraging play, though. Secondary had the receivers covered. We got some pressure with Holman and ended up getting a holding call, so brings them back to 1st and 20.
11:04 to play in the first quarter. Coulter in the gun, fakes the handoff, throws near side, and off the hands of his intended target. And that will bring up second down. Good coverage there on the outside by Jones.
Yeah, good coverage, and that took a really good throw. And Ivan Hoyt was the intended target there, right on the sideline, and actually went off his fingertips. But Larry Jones right there on the coverage.
Second down and 20. Football on the near hash. Davidson again working left to right. Here's a handoff up the middle and bottled up at the 41-yard line. Gain of about 5. You'll take that on 2nd and 20.
And Kendrick, we mentioned it with the offensive line for Greensboro. Now the defensive line. I think that's one of the big differences when you play a bigger school is just the physicality up front. And so far, Greensboro has done a great job at matching both on offense and defense up front.
So 3rd and 15, Coulter quick pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Coulter went down in the backfield. Oh, no, it's an offensive lineman, rather. So in and out of the hands of his intended target, and the Pride defense holds.
Great job. I mean, coming back from that quick touchdown last drive, you get the holding call here and then hold them to just a couple of yards gained. It was, I believe, 1st and 20, and now it's 4th, so only 5 yards on that drive. So great job, great stand there by the Greensboro defense.
Yeah, Mason Sharon, the intended receiver on that one out of the backfield. 4th down and 15, punting unit out. This one off the side of the foot.
Wobbly.
Going to roll out of bounds in the vicinity of the 25-yard line. So the interception doesn't come back to bite Greensboro, and they're going to take immediate timeout. We will take it with them. 10:15 to go with the first quarter. Pride down 7-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Field 76 here on the campus of Davidson College. The Wildcats 0-3 in the Pioneer League this year under new coach Saj Thakar, who was in his first year with Davidson. They lost at home to Georgetown 51-14 in their opener. Road loss 55-7 against Elon, and then 72-14 against number 15th ranked Tennessee Tech. So tough start to the year for the Wildcats.
Yeah, tough start to the year. Certainly, only 3 games in. Still got a long season to go, of course, including tonight. But it's definitely been a rough start. And this is a game that Davidson, obviously, they expect to win. They want to play well. Ideally, they want to get, a lot of reps for a lot of players. This has been a competitive program, so this is not – this is kind of abnormal for them. You just see on the banners on the field, PFL champs 2020, 2021, undefeated in 2000, playoffs in 2022. So, this is a team and a program that expects to win. Rebuilding year, and everybody goes through that. So, Davidson trying to get their first win of the year tonight, but Greensboro is definitely playing hard, and they're not going to be too tough of or they're going to be a tough opponent tonight here, as we've already seen on that last drive.
10:15 to go first quarter. It's an empty backfield for Altus. Puts a man in motion, takes the snap. Oh, it's not Altus as quarterback
That's Cam
anymore.
Turner.
Yeah, Turner fires this one in the flat. It's complete for about 4 or 5 yards.
Well, Kendrick, we got some of that insight earlier before the game. Talked to one of the players, one of the freshmen actually today, and he said that Cam Turner could get some action today at quarterback. So that makes, the quarterback battle even more interesting because we talk about Altus and Sims. Well, what if Cam Turner comes in and plays well?
The freshman from Lakeland, Florida, making his collegiate debut, completes his first pass for 3 yards, and now Turner's going to keep it and work to the right-hand side, towards the sideline. He's hit and dropped at about the 38-yard line, gain of more or less 5 yards there.
Yeah, this is good. This is fun to watch so far. Now Altus comes back in, so Cam Turner, we heard pregame that he could be in specific packages, and it seems like him being a mobile quarterback kind of gives him that extra dynamic that maybe Altus and Sims don't give you. So that's a nice look there for offensive coordinator Dontavius Smith.
3rd down and 2, ball at the 38 far hash. 2 receivers to the near side for Altus, 1 to the far. Defense showing pressure, and it's going to be a handoff to Westmoreland, who has wrapped up in the backfield. Absolutely nothing going on. And the Greensboro lineman is down.
We do have a flag and an injury. There's a flag on the far side.
Oh, is that Bencomo?
Yeah, Ernest. Let's see. No, I believe that is Ovando. Dalton Ovando is down.
That's still a big body for Greensboro. Dalton Ovando, 6'1", 290 senior from Morehead City.
That's one of the strengths of the team coming in. They had experience on the offensive line. If you lose Dalton, that's certainly a big loss. Be interested to see what that flag was for, though, too. I don't know if they maybe picked it up or if they're still talking about it here, but there was a flag, and the chains are actually going to move down.
It's offsides on the defense, so that'll give Greensboro the necessary yardage for a first down.
Yeah, so that's good news. Not good news, though, is Ovendo's injured, so unfortunate break. Okay.
So for Greensboro, 8:58 to go, as they're obviously taking a look at Ovando right now, and it's early, but I think we've seen a few good things. I really like the mixing and matching of the quarterbacks. And, we talked about how important it was to name your QB1, but on the flip side, if it works for you to mix and match and keep defenses guessing, I guess there's no rule that says you have to have one guy.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you have one guy that's, 100% your starter, no questions asked, that's great, right? But if you don't, hey, mix in whatever you got. Cam Turner brings that speed element at the quarterback position, so why not use that weapon?
So Ovando hops off on 1 foot. He would have been the hopscotch champion.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. That's pretty good.
No help, and he worked
yeah.
almost half the field. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Greensboro. Ball at the 43-yard line. Altus is the quarterback. He's got Westmoreland next to him, puts K.J. Brown in motion, fakes the handoff to Brown, rolling right, throws this one. He's got a man wide open. It's caught at the 40-yard line. That's Westmoreland, who just kind of bled out the right side of the backfield. And that's a good gain there for Greensboro of close to 20 yards.
And a nice throw there by Altus, kind of off balance.
Good touch.
Yeah, rolling out to his right. And Kewan Westmoreland, I tell you what, this kid is going to be a superstar for Greensboro. He broke out last week and a nice ran a little wheel route there out of the backfield, and Altus found him right down the sideline.
First down and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. Greensboro making this interesting in the beginning.
Yeah, they're looking really good. This is definitely a positive sign from the offense.
Man in motion for Altus. 3 receivers far side. Fakes the handoff to Westmoreland. That pass caught by Smith. Spins around one guy, and that's all he's going to get, a gain of about 1 or 2 on the screen.
Yeah, Dwayne Smith, good to see him too. He missed a lot of last year with injury, but he's another weapon the Greensboro has. And Greensboro is really deep at the receiver position. You know, you got K.J. Brown, Trey Jones. Here comes Coy Davis back in the game. So if Greensboro can get their weapons the ball, that's going to be a huge difference as this year goes on.
Especially, I don't even think I've seen Shamar Privet on the field
yet.
Right,
yeah, you got Privet as well.
Smith, one-on-one here on the far side, or near side rather. Receivers bunch to the far side. Pitch to Westmoreland. Gain of
He's
a couple,
going.
yeah. Able to squeak through a couple defenders, and that's one of the things I really like about Westmoreland this year, his ability to absorb contact and pick up some extra yards. That ends up was going to be about no gain, picks up about 5.
And with his size, he can kind of, for lack of a better term, slither through holes that you may not see from up here.
You say slither. I think I used the word squeak last
week.
There you go.
But I think he's going to be a star here as now him and Corey Dykes are in the game at running back. Coy Davis comes in as well here at slot receiver.
3rd down and 4, ball at the far hash. It's at the 32-yard line. A field goal from here would be 49. That may be asking a lot from Greensboro's kickers. Handoff to Dykes up the middle to the 30. Still churning ahead. First down up to the 25. Gain of 7.
That is impressive. And I tell you what, this thought just came in my mind before last play. I am so impressed with Greensboro's offensive line so far today. They are really holding up strong. And we talked about it just between me and you pregame. I think if this offense is going to score a lot of points, it's going to have to come through the run game. And last week we kind of saw that, and I think the coaching staff saw that as well. And they're just pounding the rock right now, and they're moving it all the way up to the 25.
It's a 2 tight end set for Greensboro. They've got both Jaden Morrison and Logan Taylor out there on the far side. Again, running the 2 backs.
That's Sincere McIntyre.
McIntyre going to the right-hand side, gain of a yard. So it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 9 with approaching 6 minutes to go first quarter.
So we've seen twice now the Wildcat formation. That's, of course, a formation kind of introduced by the Miami Dolphins way back when, and, kind of was a
was it Pat White?
Pat White, but Ronnie Brown really was kind of the big guy in that Wildcat offense, and kind of went away, but you see Greensboro using it pretty well here tonight.
Ball at the 24. Jones and Smith, the near side receivers, one to the far. Altus takes the snap, fakes the handoff, wanting to air this one out towards the end zone. He does. It's going to be intercepted. I think a little miscommunication, and I think it's the same guy who had the interception earlier, Altenberg, with his 2nd pick of the game.
Yeah, Altenberg so far the player of the game with 2 interceptions. But
I looked over here. I don't know if Smith and Altus were on the same page because Smith kind of stayed in the middle of the field a little bit. Looking at the replay here, Smith stops at the 10, and Altus throws it as if he was going to be going straight into the end zone.
Well, Trey Jones was there too, and that may be who he was going for. And we don't exactly know what that intention was, but it almost kind of looked like a forced play again with the rush coming on. We just got to avoid those. If the rush is coming and there's nothing there, just throw it away and go to the next play.
And we've got a whistle here. And a penalty. I think Davidson's going to back up here.
Yep.
It is they were running a little bit of their own Wildcat there. That was Drew Frazier taking the snap there.
So, Kendrick, one of the things that we talked about pregame, and coaches know it, everyone knows it. You got to limit the turnovers. And so far, 2 interceptions already here through the first quarter.
I think that's Frazier. Can you tell us is the quarterback in 5 or 8?
He is at an angle that I cannot see the front or back of his jersey.
It is 5 or 8. I'm trying to. I don't think it's Cleveland though.
He's at one of those tough angles where even with binoculars you still wouldn't be able to tell.
Davidson's got 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Handoff here is to it's to Adams rather. Adams up to the 24-yard line, and that'll be a gain of about 5.
Adams, the senior running back, he's already had a few carries tonight.
So that was Drew Frazier. Cleland now
Yeah.
comes in at quarterback. Cleland 2 for 4 for 56 yards, including the 53-yard touchdown. Looking to his left on a screen, he's got his man again. That's caught, and it is a first down up to about the 33-yard line. And again, that was a Tosho.
Yeah, Tosho, 6'4" target. That's got to be really nice for a quarterback to be able to throw to. We've got an injury timeout on the far side for Greensboro.
Yep, another injured Greensboro player here. And
I think that's Benton, 55. Is that correct?
55 or 33. I think you may be right. I think it is 55.
Yeah. He is up on his feet, though, so that's good. Good to see.
Well, while we are waiting, why don't we get you an update on what else is going on today? Volleyball defeated Meredith, 3-1 earlier today. Men's soccer against LaGrange worked to a 2-2 tie. Goals by Elias Goldsberry and, what did you say, Gustav Oman? Ori Edry had the other one. And women's soccer is underway right now.
Yeah, still 1-0 in the second half. Ashley Linker scored early on for Greensboro, so they are ahead of Regent.
So first down and 10, ball at the far hash, 32-yard line. Cleland dropping back, throws a dart incomplete behind his intended receiver, and it's going to be second down. That was intended for A.J. Adams, the sophomore, but Adams couldn't turn back around to get that one.
Yeah, Cleland, a little bit of a low throw there. He had his receiver Adams open, but a little bit low and to the left, and that'll result in second and 10.
3 receivers coming to the near side, including a Tosho. One-on-one with Jones on the far side. He's going to be the height matchup that I'm going to be interested in watching today. Although this is going to be Adams' left-hand side, bouncing off a couple tackles.
Nice.
But it takes a Pride of Lions,
Yeah.
At the 35-yard line, gain of 3. It'll be third down here. I think one of the big things, I'm encouraged by the way the offense has moved the ball right now. So if the defense can get another stop here and the offense can string a drive together that ends in some points.
Yeah, I think you've seen enough plays already. Certainly, obviously, it's still early, but a lot of encouraging signs on both sides of the ball. These defenders are, the speed difference is not maybe as big as we thought beforehand.
Cleland wanting to air this one out, looking deep down the field, now takes off to the left. He's going to be close.
Looks like
Where does he step out? Yep, they're going to give him progress to the 45. Needed to get to the 43, so it'll be a scrambling first down by Cleland, gain of about 11 yards.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Cleland kind of found the opening on the left side. Nobody was really home there for Greensboro and got the first down.
Wildcats working quickly. This time a handoff to Adams up the middle, and he is wrapped up. Frank Walker getting in on that tackle.
Frank Walker with a huge hit there, going to bring up second and about 8, we'll call it.
I think so,
Let's see what the scoreboard says, but about second and 8.
Spotted at the 46 and a half. So, second down and 8. 2 receivers to the near side. And, again, I'm going to circle this matchup down here, Ajiba Tosho and Larry Jones.
Yeah, it's a big height difference there, so Larry's really got to be physical with him.
Handoff, fakes the handoff to Adams. Cleland wanting to look over the middle. Gets away from some pressure. He's not going to be sacked. He's going to make it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gain a yard, but great pressure by the Greensboro defensive line. Again, Frank Walker getting in on that stop.
Well, again, this defensive line is deep, and especially now with Devarius Jesse, who actually just came in the game, won USA South Rookie Defensive Player of the Week last week. This defensive line is really getting after it tonight. Super exciting to see.
Third down and 7, ball at the 47-yard line, far hash. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the far. Adams in the backfield with Cleland. Cleland's going to hand it off to Adams, who works left-hand side. He's not going to have the first down. He crosses midfield to the 49, maybe the 48. Either way, he's going to be shy a couple yards.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they go for this.
Offense staying on the field. Yep.
Yeah, they're about the 49-yard line. A punt would pin Greensboro back pretty deep, but only about 3 yards to go. Up 7-0. So Davidson's going to try to get this first down on this fourth down conversion.
Maybe even try to draw the Pride offsides. Under 2:20 to play here in the first quarter. Cleveland barking out the signals, hands this off to Adams, cuts to the outside. Greensboro stopped him initially, but Adams still on his feet inside the 40 down to the 36.
Yeah, Palethorpe ends up getting the tackle. Almost had him there at the line of scrimmage, but he ends up getting away, and Davidson's going to have a fresh set of downs here.
Adams now 5th all-time in Davidson rushing history. He's now got 6 carries for 38 yards today.
Well, he's a 5'11", 210-pound back, so he's going to be a tough guy to bring down all night.
Adams to Cleveland's right. 2 receivers far side. Fakes the handoff to him. Cleveland fires over the middle behind his tight end. Almost intercepted. Off of the hands of tight end Jack Parazic and off of the hands as well as of the defensive back on him. That was T.J. Kroom, I believe.
Yeah, Khalil Marcus was in there as well.
Marcus too, yep.
Yeah. Nice play there. And I tell you what, I mean, and I've said it multiple times already, but I'm just super impressed with Greensboro's defense so far.
Yeah.
They've both done a good job outside of that first drive and the touchdown pass.
Well, you had to. Oh, look at this.
Quarterback's out on the as a receiver.
Yep. Frazier with it. He's going to hand it off to Adams, left-hand side. Adams cuts up the middle, gets past a couple inside the 20-yard line. Hit hard. There's flag on the play. Adams was absolutely leveled at the 15-yard line. It looks like the Greensboro defensive back had the worst of that, as he is still down on the turf, but I think this one's coming back.
Well, we've seen a few Greensboro players already go down, and that's one of the, I guess, concerns you have when you do play a Division I school is like a lot of these guys are bigger and stronger, and so the injury concern goes up a little bit during these games. But this penalty is coming back because Davidson's going to go back to about the 40-yard line here. So, we talked about last week and the week before as well with Greensboro and the penalties. Well, right now, Davidson's really been shooting themselves in the foot with multiple penalties on offense. And so this is going to be brought back to about the 40-yard line. So it's going to be about 2nd and 12 or so based on where the chains are.
Injury timeout. We'll take it with him. The injured player is linebacker Jaden Barnes. We'll update you when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. .128 to play in the first quarter. Stephen, in a way, it kind of feels like this has been a long first quarter. The sun's gone down. And
yeah, it has. There's been some injuries that I think have kind of – there's been a few injury timeouts that have prolonged it. And also, hey, we're at Division I football, so we got media timeouts.
Yeah, I know. I was telling my wife when I left, I was having to be back later than usual tonight. 1:28 to go first quarter. Cleveland has Adams to his, or check that's Mason Sharon in there now. Sharon to the right of Cleveland. He's got 1 receiver to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side. Jaden Barnes, rather, the injured player, he was helped off the field. Keep an eye on the health situation for Greensboro going forward. Handoff to Sharon up the middle, and he gets past a couple tackles now inside the 20-yard line. Barrels over Palethorpe, I think that was. Yeah, and he's down inside the 20.
Tough run there. Nice carry right up the middle by the Davidson running back, Sharon, and they're going to run some more no huddle.
Quick handoff here to Sharon up the middle again. This time Greensboro ready for it. Gain of about 5. And I think one of the big things we talk about, the size difference, 5 yards is a good stop for Greensboro here today.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things that you kind of do worry about, being only the first quarter is that defense in general, but especially the defensive line. Are they going to get worn down with Davidson running this no huddle and running the ball right at them?
Well, the officials talking about something. Was going to be 2nd down and 4 at the 14-yard line.
Play clock's still running too. They're going to have to reset it, I think. Play clock is stopped at 15, so they're probably going to have to reset the play clock here with 48 seconds left here in the first quarter. It looks like it's going to be 2nd and 4.
Greensboro's we called for an illegal substitution. But they declined the penalty?
They declined the penalty. I don't understand why they would decline it. It'll be 2nd and 4 because I think if they would have accepted it, it would be 1st and 5, but I could be wrong there.
Anyway, it is 2nd down and 4. Cleveland, the high snap, fakes the handoff to Sharon, throws end zone and caught. Is he in bounds? No, the officials are going to say he bobbled it while going out of bounds. So an incomplete pass looking for Ivan Hoyt. Hoyt doing a good job jumping up and getting some height over his defensive back who didn't even turn around.
That was Tyler Lee Thaxton on the coverage there. Didn't get his head around, but he was really close. That took a perfect throw in order to even be close.
So it'll be 3rd down and 4 at the 14, 34 seconds to go.
Yeah, and that's what you scratch your head on that penalty, why they declined it, because now they're at 3rd down instead of 2nd.
Cleveland rolling out to his right on the snap. He's got plenty of room to run. Takes off inside the 10, and he's chopped down at the 6-yard line by Palethorpe. Falls forward. We'll see where they spot it. I think at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal now. 1st down and goal. They don't have to run another play here in the first quarter, but it appears they might. Inside of 10 seconds to go. Cleveland with Sharon to his right. Here's the handoff to Sharon up the middle. He scores. Mason Sharon with the rushing touchdown as the first quarter expires. 13-0 your score.
Yeah, just a simple handoff up the middle there to Sharon. And with that no huddle, it makes it a little difficult on the defense to communicate and make sure they get set up right, as opposed to if they weren't doing a huddle. So Davidson certainly marched right down the field there and punched it in to go up by 2 touchdowns.
PAT up and good. You got to hold your breath now after what happened last week in Roanoke. You never know on a PAT whether or not it's going to go through or not. But we have a new score as the first quarter comes to a close. By the way, that was Sharon's first rushing touchdown of the year. Second quarter begins when we come back. Pride down 14-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Second quarter about to get underway. Greensboro down 14-0. Stephen, I called a couple soccer games the other day. I almost said 14-0, just out of habit. But taking a look at some of the first half numbers here for Greensboro. Chase Altus, 4 of 7. We like that. 34 yards, solid. 2 interceptions,
Yeah, right. And that's, again, 6 turnovers last week, 2 already here in the first half. It's kind of, as a team, you got to be a little frustrated because you have momentum going down the field on these first couple of drives, and then it ends with a turnover.
Right.
And so it's kind of deflating. So Greensboro on this possession, you're looking to score, even if it's just a field goal. Get into field goal position, get some momentum for your team, and also let your defense rest. A quick drive right here is really bad for the defense because they just had a long drive they had to defend. And so Greensboro needs to have a fairly long drive with at least some kind of points on the board to kind of get some momentum back.
Yeah, you need to have some sort of payoff here if you're going to hang around with this Davidson team. Javion Carr and Sincere McIntyre back inside the 10-yard line to receive. Here comes the kick. It's going to be McIntyre picking it up at the 5-yard line. He's trying to cut across to the middle of the field. That worked against Guilford. It's not so much going to work here against Davidson. He's brought down at the 18.
I almost had a scuffle there. I was just watching down there, but everything is good to go. But, yeah, Sincere certainly introduced himself to Greensboro football with a bang against Guilford with that return. But this is a tough matchup. Again, we talked about the physicality of a Division I opponent like Davidson. But Greensboro is going to start this one here at about the 18-yard line. I don't see Dalton Ovando, so
no.
We'll see. I don't know if we'll maybe get an update at halftime, but hope to see him back. If not, hopefully it's not too serious.
Chase Altus with Westmoreland to his right. 3 receivers bunched near side, and Altus is going to go that way to K.J. Brown. Makes the catch. He's got a little bit of room up to the 22, 23-yard line. Good blocking there by Trey Jones and Coy Davis there.
And K.J. Brown's really kind of turned into the number 1 target this year.
Yeah.
Especially last week. He kind of had a breakout game with 5 catches, and he's had a couple of plays already today. Shifty receiver, quick guy who lines up in the slot. And had some catches over the middle last week, too. So,
well, I'm about to tell you something that we didn't know. I do see Shamar Privet over there in sweatpants. So
got it.
Does not look like he's wearing his jersey, but, Altus hit almost immediately, gets past a couple defenders, and he is going to be sacked at the 19-yard line. There were 2 Davidson defenders in the backfield almost the moment it was snapped. Altus lucky to hold on to the football.
Yeah, I was actually impressive that he escaped a couple of defenders there, got it back to the original line of scrimmage, so it was a loss of about 4. So brings up 3rd and 10. Let's see if the O-line can hold up here because they're going to have to – it's either going to be a quick screen play here or they're going to try to set up something deep. So offensive line's got to hold steady to give Chase some time right here on 3rd down.
Davis and Jones, the receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. That's Smith and I'm not sure who that is in the slot. Westmoreland in the backfield with Altus. 13:30 to go. Defense showing some pressure. Altus immediately swallowed up back at the 10-yard line. That's one thing he struggled with this year. Now, granted, he did not have a ton of time at all there, but he does struggle in trying to get the ball out when the pass rush is staring him down.
Yeah, they did not pick up the blitz, so didn't give him any help that time. He didn't really have much time to throw there. But, yeah, there have been some plays where you just wish that, he could kind of just throw it out of bounds and live another play. But that time, Davidson brought the blitz on 3rd down, and the Greensboro offensive line just didn't pick it up.
So 4th and 17 from their own 11. And first 2 weeks of the year, we saw Guy Gallardi punting. This is not Guy Gallardi. This is Jacob Cook, the sophomore. High spiraling punt. Fair catch called for at the 45-yard line. So that'll be a punt of about 34 yards for the sophomore from Wake Forest, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's another one that we just kind of learned about on the fly, right?
Or was that Forbes? I thought that was Forbes.
It may have been Forbes, but Guy was listed as the starter. So not sure if there's an injury there to Guy Gallardi, so we'll try to get a update on that if we can.
Well, we've got immediate timeout here, so we will step aside. 12:35 to go first half. Greensboro trails 14-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. College athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. First down and 10 for Davidson, and this is going to be an interesting thing we're going to talk about is Cleveland working up the middle now to the 30 to the 25, tripped up at the 21-yard line, gain of 23 on the quarterback keeper. Give Cleveland now 43 yards rushing, but yeah, short fields and a tired defense, not a good combination.
No, we just talked about before that last offensive drive, they needed to have a long drive to allow the defense to rest. Well, that didn't happen. So Davidson's going to continue just no-huddle, quick offense. And this read option that they're running is starting to confuse Greensboro.
Adams in the backfield with Cleveland, two receivers far side. He now puts Frazier in motion, tucks up to the left side of the line. And Cleveland fakes the handoff, now looking to throw end zone off balance. He just throws it away.
Yeah, good coverage there by Lee Thaxton again on the coverage. The throw really wasn't close, but Lee Thaxton was right there with close coverage on the receiver.
So the stats say Guy Gallardi on the punt. I'm pretty sure that was not Guy Gallardi.
Yeah, that was Orain Forbes.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't get an update before the game. Guy was listed as the starting punter for Greensboro, but he did not punt that last one. So we'll have to change our.
I just saw it was not his number. I was trying to see who it was. It was not his number. Here's a handoff to Adams, left-hand side. He's going to be hit at the 17, now still working forward maybe to the 16-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards. And, again, we're starting to see that FCS ability to break through tackles and pick up some yards after
Yeah,
hits.
he just bounced off that first tackle. But Anderson Sidbury did a nice job. He literally just grabbed him by the arm and yanked him down.
And, it's kind of something Greensboro did last year is hold on to the ball carrier
Just
and let
hold
some other
on.
guys get
Yeah,
to him.
for sure.
You kind of have to do that again this year, too.
That's not a bad strategy if you can do it.
3rd down and 6, a big 3rd down for this defense.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a handoff to Adams. No, it's a quarterback keeper, and he's going to be brought down a yard short. Cleveland.
Might be less than a yard, but I think he is short. They may bring the chains out.
It already looks like a generous spot to me.
It's going to be 4th, though. It is 4th. So this is going to be about 4th and maybe an inch.
Yeah.
It is close.
Cleveland under center. Greensboro's defense ready to pack the box here. Turns around, hands it off to Adams, who's got the first down. And still going inside the 5, touchdown. He spins into the end zone. A touchdown run for Adams of 12 yards. And it's a 3-score game.
Yeah, Maury Adams just bulldozing his way up the middle. And we talk about the size and the strength that's starting to show now as Greensboro's defense starts to get worn down.
PAT attempt coming here for Sumakis. Snap spot kick is up, and it's good. New score, 10:38 to play in the first half. Davidson leads it 21-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
I just really felt like I was a person, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. .38 to play in the first half. Kendrick Fruit, Stephen Weidenhouse here with you in the press box of Davidson College, and excited to be here. This has been a cool experience for us, too. I'm sure it has been for the players, but we're having a blast.
Yeah, this is great. Great experience. Hospitality's been really great, too, here from Davidson, so hats off to them.
Kickoff here from the Wildcats. Everything has been good except for the game itself. Is McIntyre up the middle to the 15, to the 18. I think all three of his returns have ended about at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, McIntyre brought down there at the 18, and Greensboro will come back on offense. It'll be interesting to see now that we're into the second quarter if Alta stays in the game, and it looks like he is as they huddle over there on the sideline. We talked about before him, this is Coach Card's last game when it comes to the quarterback competition, and so this is going to be interesting to see if and when Josh Sims comes in and see what Coach Card, Coach Dontavius Smith, what they do with this quarterback battle, because like we talked about before, you'd ideally want to go with one guy. We've seen Cam Turner kind of in some a run game packages already, but let's see if Chase can put together a drive right here.
Fakes the handoff to Westmoreland, throws over the middle to Smith. There's a flag.
Play got stopped.
Well, I don't see a flag, but yeah, play did get stopped. Interesting note for Greensboro, they're walking it back. There must have been a flag. I never saw an actual flag down, but they're going to move the Pride back 5 yards anyways, so probably a false start. This is Greensboro's first time playing an FCS opponent since they played Davidson in 2005. That was a 32-7 Davidson victory. Actually, they led 15-0 at halftime, and Greensboro didn't score until the final 4:33 of the game. So let's see if we can beat that. Altus again gets away from the rush, working to the right, and steps out of bounds, gain of 2. That's another thing. So he feels the pressure and then just immediately tucks and runs.
Yeah, tough one there just because the rush kind of came to his left, quickly tucked in and ran to his right. But I'll tell you, Kendrick, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because I would much rather, as we have another Greensboro player down, but I'd rather him do that, right, than kind of throw one up and kind of a 50-50 ball.
I think that may. I don't want to speculate, but is that? No, I see Brown, I see Jones, I see Smith.
Yeah, I can't tell. The trainers are around him, so can't quite see who that is yet.
Yeah, media is keeping it here, so we will do the same. look at some of the first half numbers here while we try to continue to get a look at who the injured player is. Greensboro has been outgained today. Already a total 215 to 56. And first downs go 10-4 to Davidson. Pride struggling a little bit on the ground again, averaging 1.9 yards per carry. Westmoreland 2 carries for 10 yards. Caree Dykes 1 for 7. Turner 1 for 5. And, I kind of felt like Greensboro was doing a decent job. Oh, it's Westmoreland.
That is
Kewan Westmoreland being helped off.
Yeah, that's not good for sure. We talked about Westmoreland being a breakout star. So it'll be Caree Dykes probably taking most of the carries here, at least for the –
It's an opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Caree actually, started the season as a starter, and so he'll be here at running back.
Altus will hand off to Dykes here on first down, and he is driven down in the backfield. Brought down, I think they're going to give him forward progress maybe to the 10-yard line. Scott on the tackle. Nakoma Scott, and it'll be second down and 12. Greensboro's got to get back to what they were doing that first possession or two, the quicker passes, the runs.
Well, we saw that last week too. Once they got up tempo, they found a rhythm. So let's see if Chase can kind of get him back in a groove here.
Davis goes in motion. 2 receivers both sides. Altus dropping back, looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. Altus rolling to his right, and he's going to unload on this one. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Smith.
Yeah, that was tough because he had K.J. Brown and Coy Davis on the opposite side of the field, pretty wide open. K.J. Brown was standing there jumping with his hands up in the air, wide open. And that's just one of the things that we've struggled with so far this year, Kendrick, is just not seeing the open man downfield. And just another missed opportunity.
So Forbes to punt it away. 4th down and 18 at the 11-yard line. Here's the snap, and Forbes, not a great punt, but it takes a Greensboro roll to the 40-yard line to the 44, where it'll be down to gain a punt of 33 yards.
Yeah, that was actually almost touched there. Not sure if that was Njoku or Sales. They have 2 number 1s, so not sure which one's playing on special teams. But took a Greensboro bounce, but Davidson's going to have a good field position to start out.
And this is where Greensboro has struggled the last drive, starting on a short field. Media timeout. We'll take it with them. 9:10 to play in the first half. Pride down 21-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. .9:10 to play in the first half, and again a short field for the Wildcats. Ball on the Greensboro 44 after the short punt. And here's a handoff. No, Frazier's going to keep it himself. Again, the Wildcat for the Wildcats, and Frazier inside the 30-yard line. That'll be about 13 yards and a first down.
Yeah, just it's starting to wear down that defensive line. Even though Greensboro's being able to make some subs, that run game from Davidson is really starting to wear down Greensboro.
A couple early injuries for the Pride as well. Here's a handoff left side to Sharon, and Sharon out of bounds. Give him 6 to the 24-yard line, second down and 4.
Yeah, Sharon's had a big day today. Both the running backs have had big days. And they're going to line up in the Wildcat here. So some different looks from Davidson. But, these last 2-3 drives, the run game has really been dominant.
Wildcats averaging 8.3 yards per rush. And here's another one. Frazier working to the left, flag down. Frazier tiptoeing down the sideline inside the 10. To the 7 before he's wrestled out of bounds, but I think that's coming back.
That was really incredible that he stayed in bounds.
Yeah.
I thought he was going out of bounds, and he tiptoed for about 5 yards. But hopefully, for Greensboro's sake, this is coming back.
Tackle made. Well, I guess it won't really matter if it's coming back, but it was Elijah Edwards, the freshman. He's impressed me some this year, Elijah Edwards.
Yeah, it's going to come back all the way to the 34.
So that'll be a hold, I believe, on the Wildcats. It'll be second down and long, 14 yards to be exact. Got to get down to the 20-yard line. Two receivers to the far side, one to the near side. Cleveland fakes the handoff.
Oh,
wide open. He's got a man down the sideline. Caught, touchdown. A fake handoff, then a pump fake, and he finds Ivan Hoyt, the senior, for 34 yards and another Wildcat touchdown.
Yeah, the old pump fake and go route there. That was beautifully executed by Cleveland and Hoyt. Really faked out. I believe that was Jarrell Thomas on the covers there for Greensboro. But a beautifully designed and executed play from Davidson.
PAT coming, and it's through the uprights again. New score, 7:53 to play, and the Pride down 28-0. Looks like we may be keeping it here. So, yeah, Stephen, it kind of goes back to something we talked about in the pregame show. Obviously, you don't go into this game necessarily expecting to win, but now you're kind of at the part of the game where really you have 2 goals. Let's work on some things, and let's score one time.
Yeah, let's score one time. I think I would add a 3rd goal, and that's stay healthy the rest of this game.
A lot of injuries early on.
Yeah, but, I think, again, you want to try to get that momentum back that you had earlier in this ball game, and I think it's absolutely possible. I think they've gotten away from the run game, though. I think that's one thing that has kind of changed for Greensboro's offense is they've tried to throw the ball a little bit too much these last 2-3 possessions. So they've gotten away from the run game, but also Davidson started to bring more pressure. Earlier in the game, Greensboro's offensive line held up really well when Davidson was only rushing 4 guys. But now that Davidson's starting to bring some more pressure, they have started to struggle a little bit as well.
Short kick, McIntyre with the catch at the 14-yard line. Again, working to his left. He likes to go that way.
He fumbled
Gets past the 20, fumble, and it's Davidson ball. Davidson football at the 24-yard line as Sincere McIntyre coughs it up. He was spun around and couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, it's up right there for Sincere. Tried to go to his left instead of going north to south and tried to find an opening to his left and unfortunately got stripped out. I couldn't tell who stripped it out, but right before Sincere hit the ground, lost the ball, and now Davidson's going to take over here at the 24.
You see this Greensboro defense looks tired as they're walking back out onto the field.
Yeah, that's the last thing they needed is to come right back on the field after another long touchdown drive. So Davidson now has an opportunity to go up by 5 possessions here in the first half, and we hope that the defense can hold here, but they're really starting to get worn down, and those turnovers for Greensboro, now they have 3. Those aren't helping.
Fakes the handoff, does Coulter, throws this one in the flat, got his man to the 20-yard line to the 10. And inside the 10 to the, we'll call it the 7-yard line there. think they're starting to break into a couple of their non-regulars. That was Brody Berg, the running back, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio.
It does look like Maury Adams is back in there, though, at running back. So most of the starters still in there trying to at least get one more touchdown drive.
First down and goal from the 7. Tight end goes in motion near side. Coulter pulls back the handoff, fires end zone, touchdown. It's Hoyt again. Coulter rolling out to his right, and Hoyt absolutely had quite a few steps on his defender. That was Khalil Marcus that Hoyt beat for his second touchdown catch of the game.
Yeah, Hoyt's had a heck of a game. Trying to see the stats if they update here, but
one catch for 34 yards prior to that, so now 2 catches for 41 in the touchdown. Two touchdowns.
So efficient game for Hoyt for sure.
But how about Cleveland? 6 of 12, 115 and 2 scores.
Well, and he started out a little shaky, but these last few possessions, he's been on point.
The kick is good, 35-0 now, and that took, a minute and a half, 2 minutes off of the clock. As Davidson doing everything they wanted to do, and talk about a program for Davidson in the Pioneer Football League. Champions not that long ago, back in 2021, and for a team that's gotten off to a dismal start this year, certainly this could help right their ship a little bit going forward as they start conference play next week.
Yeah, especially going into conference play, you need some momentum, and they're kind of doing to Greensboro what has been done to them the first few games.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see kind of what Davidson does the rest of this game. I would expect they keep the starters out there most of the rest of this half.
Yeah.
And then second half kind of work some other guys in there. But let's see what Greensboro can do here. I believe it's McIntyre again
and
back
Davion Carr,
with Carr. So let's see if Sincere maybe can redeem himself.
You mean that sincerely?
Yes, I mean that. I mean that very sincerely.
Low liner of a kick here, and it's going to go.
Oh,
it touched the pylon. It hit the pylon, so by the length of a whisker, if you will, the Wildcats avoid disaster there on the kickoff. It'll be a touchback.
Yeah, almost went out of bounds, which would have been a great break for Greensboro, but they'll start it here at their own 25-yard line. So let's see. Again, it looks like Altus is going to come out. He will. So the reason I say that is just because of what we talked about earlier. I'm interested to see when Josh Sims, if he does come in. He is active. We know that. So
I was told to expect a 50-50, so I feel like you're splitting it right down the middle. Altus gets the first half, and we'll see Josh in the second half.
Yeah, so we kind of, got some split drives the first couple games.
Altus working quickly. That batted down at the line of scrimmage, nearly intercepted. I'm sorry to cut you off there, Stephen, but one thing I noticed there, they were wanting to go quick on first down.
Yeah, I mean, down 35 now, you got to try something, right? I mean, the no huddle, let's see if maybe you could get, Altus in this offense kind of in rhythm. It'd be great if they could score here before the half, at least get some momentum and some confidence going into the locker room.
3 receivers near side, 1 to the far. Under 7 minutes to go first half. Altus is swallowed up after a pump fake. He is brought down for the 3rd time today back at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, he was looking to his left, had a target downfield, wasn't open, and that's why he didn't throw it. That was
it was Michael Leonard on the sack.
Yeah. Yeah, Dwayne Smith Jr., he was looking down the sideline. He was on a go route but covered, and so Altus actually kept the ball and then had no time to look for a second option.
3rd down and long, officially listed at 18. Here comes the rush again. He's got to throw short, and it's at the feet of K.J. Brown.
Yeah, K.J. ran a good route there, just low throw.
Another 3 and out for Greensboro. A possession that lasted 43 seconds.
Yeah, and again, I know obviously it's a 5-possession game, but they've really gotten away from their run game. And I know Kewan Westmoreland is out, but I think from Greensboro's perspective, you still have to be able to run the football if you're going to sustain a drive, much less score. Hopefully, as Davidson looks like, they're going to bring about 10 guys right here as everybody's lined up on the line of scrimmage for this punt.
High snap, fumbled by Forbes, recovered by Davidson. It'll be 1st and goal at the 4-yard line for the Wildcats.
And that's great scheming up there by the special teams coach, because Orain is a freshman. He hasn't had any game action. So you bring 10 guys there on that rush, and ultimately he fumbles it that snap. So Davidson keeping the pressure on, as they should, here in the first half, and now they're going to have 1st and goal at about the 4-yard line.
.6:11 to play, and it's another Greensboro turnover. That is now 4 turnovers committed by the Pride, 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles lost. Cleland under center, hands it off to Adams, short of the end zone, maybe.
Yeah, to the 1.
Yep, to the 1, gain of 3. Marcus on the tackle.
Greensboro getting a couple fresh bodies in there. Pelthorpe back in the game. I believe that's Bennett as well. They're going to go quick, and looks like Greensboro got a timeout because
Davidson took the timeout.
Davidson took the timeout. That is interesting because Greensboro was going to have too many men on the field. So Greensboro actually with a big break there because they were going to have too many men on the field, and Davidson ends up calling timeout.
I almost wonder if maybe Davidson wasn't. Did Davidson substitute? Because
I didn't see a substitute coming in. Greensboro was rushing a guy on and trying to get a late sub. So I don't think Davidson had a sub, but I could have missed it.
That's the only thing I could have thought of is they weren't allowing the Pride to get their substitutions in.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal here from the 1. Davidson a yard away from putting up another score. And, unfortunately, we're trying to find some positives now. But this second quarter has been rough for Greensboro, and their defense is just getting worn down. But, again, you also have to look at the offense as well. They've hardly had the ball. The time of possession has been very scarce here in the second quarter. So, as much as Davidson's offense has been working on that Greensboro defense, that Greensboro offense hasn't helped much.
High snap to Cleland. He's going to keep it himself and stumble towards the end zone. A late second effort, tries to dive left-hand side.
And they're going to actually –
they're saying he's short.
They did not reward the second effort. They called him down right before it, so they're going to be inside the 1.
The FAR official came running in before he stopped running, before Cleland stopped running.
They're going to reset the play clock to 40 here. And now we're ready, so 3rd and half a yard.
Cleland and Adams in the backfield. Handoff to Adams, and that's too easy for him. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, 41-0 Wildcats.
Yeah, too easy for number 2 there on that 3rd down play. But, again, if there was a positive, Greensboro made some nice short yardage plays there, but 3rd and goal from inside the 1, that's going to be tough to stop regardless.
Yeah, but I think offensively here for Greensboro, you talk about how they got away from the run. I think at this point we're not trying to go out and win the game anymore. So, maybe just go back to the game plan and just say, hey, what if we try to mix our run and pass a little bit more and just see what happens?
Yeah, sometimes from a coaching standpoint, if you get down, you start to press a little bit. From a play calling standpoint, I think Greensboro's just they've got to trust that run game a little bit more. Even now that we're in a situation where it's 42-0, I think you got to go back, give the ball to Kareed Dykes, and just try to establish a run game just to sustain a drive. Even if you don't score, you got to stay on the field for more than a minute or a minute and a half. You've got to be able to give that defense a break. So we'll see what happens here on this next drive.
Total rushing yards, 174 to -10. Total yards in general, 296 to 29. So we are a 10th of what Davidson has done offensively.
Yeah, and some of those runs, just got blown up, from the start. A couple of those, a few drives ago. So I think it's a little bit skewed as there's a fair catch by McIntyre, but still gotta try to establish some kind of run game because if you're only one-dimensional, it makes it easy for a defense.
Altus again going to be the quarterback here as we expected. 5.5 to go in the first half. Pride down Just a couple. What, nothing for that?
Now just a couple.
Just a couple.
couple times about 4 or 5.
Yeah. Is there a scientific definition of a couple?
No, I think you can just make up what you want, whatever you want a couple to be.
Altus on first down, handing this off, and bottled up gain of nothing there is the back. That is Quentin Solomon getting his first touch of the game.
Fun note on Quentin as a Davidson player is down, so we'll
keep it here.
We'll keep it here, but a little bit of a break in the action. Quentin was the Greensboro College Male Rookie of the Year last year, as voted on by the staff. So Quentin, of course, scored a touchdown on his first play last year against Brevard. But he also is our face-off man for the men's lacrosse team and had a solid freshman year last year. So good to see Quentin getting some playing time.
Injured Wildcat is freshman Jamal Gilmore. I'm going to put you on the spot. Did you vote for Quentin?
I think I voted for Frank Walker.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
I voted for Quentin because of his success in 2 sports.
Yeah, no, he was certainly deserving for sure. But we had some other deserving candidates too. Frank Walker had a huge freshman year last year, and he's continued that this year. Frank hasn't missed a beat for Greensboro. We've seen him make a couple tackles tonight. Had I believe it was 8 tackles last week against Roanoke. So, Frank and Quentin, hopefully 2 pillars of the future for Greensboro football.
Yeah, Frank Walker, 8 tackles against Guilford, 2 last week against Roanoke. After 35 last year and 3.5 sacks last year, give him 4.5 on the year, or on his career rather.
Frank was also last year, I don't remember what week it was, but he was voted as part of the D3 football team of the week 1 week last year. So certainly had a great freshman campaign and having a good sophomore year too.
2nd down and 10, no gain for Solomon. Movement on both sides of the line. It's not going to count against anybody as the official was still holding up a hand to stop play.
Yeah, the official was still on the
Altus
ball.
Altus was impatient. You could see him ready to go.
Everybody was ready to go, yeah.
They had not cleared the field of the medical personnel. Here's the handoff. No, fake handoff to Dykes, and Altus is hit as he tries to release it. Incomplete. Not a lot of time for Chase to get the ball out tonight.
No, that was Rodney Unsach, who came untouched. The linebacker just came untouched and drilled Altus there. Luckily, Altus got it away before he got sacked.
3rd down and 10. And, kind of a situation where even if Kewan Westmoreland is good to go, I almost wonder, maybe you don't bring him back out just for keeping him safe.
For sure.
3rd down and 10. Altus is going to air this one out, and that is caught by Smith. A jump ball won by Smith, his 2nd catch of the game, and that'll move the sticks.
Nice throw there from Altus, and even better catch there from Dwayne Smith. Greensboro's actually going to have, I believe that's Caleb School, lost the helmet, so he's going to have to come out for a play. But a nice pitch and catch there from Altus to Smith.
Moves the ball to the 38. 2 receivers near, 2 far. Brown goes in motion. Altus dropping back, screen pass to Brown high, but he gets it, cuts up to the 40-yard line, spins to the 45, gain of 7. And this is kind of more like what we saw Greensboro do at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, going up tempo again. So, this is what we saw last week against Roanoke a little bit. And then, a little bit earlier today as well. But the thing is, Kendrick, we've got to be more consistent, when it comes to the no huddle. I think, we've seen the success that it's had, but it's kind of been in spurts. So hopefully this drive will kind of end well and get some momentum going and keep up with this no huddle as we've got multiple flags on the field.
Yeah, this is going to back Greensboro up. Movement the right side of the offensive line as Coy Davis was cutting across. So it brings up the question, are we a second-half team?
Well,
I don't know.
Against Guilford we were. Against Roanoke we weren't. So,
so do you believe in patterns?
Yeah, we'll see what happens here with this one. But again, you wanna just see progress. You want to see good things like that pitch and catch there to Dwayne. From Chase and obviously the score's kind of out of hand at this point.
Screen pass to the far side too. Davis cuts up past the 40 to the 45. He's dragged down from behind near the first down marker. That should be enough, and it will gain of 8.
Yeah, and again, just getting it to your weapons. That's the key. If Greensboro can get it to their weapons, whether it's KJ or Dwayne Smith, Coy Davis there on that catch, good things are going to happen. But ultimately the quarterback has to get it to the weapon first before anything positive happens on offense.
First catch by Davis tonight. Altus now 8 of 15. That part's not bad. 3:30 to go, first half. First down and 10. Davis again in motion. Altus takes the snap. Screen pass to Smith, and again a flag and a false start.
Yeah, another false start there for Greensboro. It's been interesting. Chase's, I don't know if the communication is not there, but some of these plays, it looks like he is yelling, trying to get the ball snapped by his center, and not sure if maybe Bencomo doesn't hear him or something's going on there, but now 2 false starts. So communication a little spotty here on this drive.
First down and 15, backed up to the 43-yard line, far hash. Greensboro working left to right here in the second quarter. McIntyre in motion. Fakes the handoff to Altus. Here comes the pressure, and Altus puts it on the ground. Fumble recovered by Greensboro. As Altus spun around, I kind of wonder if he just saw Nigel Jefferson. It was just like, here, can you do something with this?
Yeah, got to be better with ball control there. Got to hang on to it. Don't try to do too much. And he tried to do too much there and ended up fumbling. Luckily, had an offensive lineman there fall on it. But, again, just trying to do too much on a play that you just have to give up, take the sack and move on.
Second down and 21 at the 37-yard line. If you're Greensboro, I think you think, hey, you don't have to get all the yardage here on one play. Altus throws, screen pass, far side, caught to the 40-yard line, to the 45, to the 50. Greensboro's got a little room to run inside the 30-yard line, brought down at the far 26.
Looks like Mitron Curry on that pitch and catch.
Yeah, Curry, the freshman from Winston-Salem, and the Pride wanting to work with a little bit of pace here.
That one got the sideline excited. Again, here's some momentum. Can Greensboro capitalize?
Altus dropping back, wanting to look that direction again. That one caught by Curry to the 20. He's suplexed down.
Yeah, but a nice grab there. The defender was all over him, and a nice grab by the freshman.
So to bring up second down here and about 5. And now the officials coming in to stop that. I think timeout has been called. Question is which way.
So 1:49 to go. This may be the 2-minute timeout.
Will they take the 2-minute warning? Yep. I believe they did. Yep, and the media timeout as well. 1:49 to go. Pride finally getting something going on offense, down 42-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. $1:49 to go in the first half. I guess I should explain, if it sounds like we're in a vacuum, the press box here does not have an open window, so we can't get any gnat sound. So that's probably, if you're hearing an echo, it's nothing wrong with your computer. It's all Steven's fault.
It is all my fault.
No,
sure.
Look, all jokes aside, again, a huge thank you to the sports information department here at Davidson, and their athletics department have been extremely welcoming and inviting, and there's anything that we need, just to let them know. So we appreciate Joey Beeler and Paul Roper and everybody over there.
So 2nd down and 5 here for Greensboro at the 22, trying to score here and get some momentum.
Altas puts a man in motion, fakes the handoff to Dykes, fires over the middle, caught. I believe that's Davis. He's close to the 15. And I think they're going to move the sticks. Yeah, it'll be a first down for Greensboro, and really their first good look inside the red zone.
Yeah, well, it's first in a while. I mean, you think about the second possession where they got to about the 22-ish, so it was close to the red zone, and if they threw the interception. So got to take care of the football right here. Worst case, you've got to give yourself an opportunity to at least get 3 and get on the board before half.
Altas takes the snap, looking to throw right-hand side, fires towards the sideline, caught. It's Trey Jones. First time we've called his name tonight to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, good to see Trey get involved. We saw some flashes from him last year. He's a tall receiver, and again, another weapon that Greensboro would be great if they can get him the ball more often.
Minute to go in the first half. And Greensboro's got 3 receivers far side.
Yeah, clock winding down. A lot of time coming off the clock here, and now Greensboro's going to call timeout. There was some communication.
Miscommunication, yeah.
Dontavius Smith coming out on the field talking to his offense. They took way too much time off the clock. Now 47 seconds left. Still time here. You're deep in their territory, but Greensboro did not want to take that much time off the clock.
I don't know if I agree. At this point, just don't let Davidson have the ball.
Yes, maybe it's not all bad, right? Maybe it's not all bad that a lot of clock just chewed off. But you've got a 2nd down here, 4 yards to go. Let's see what Coach Smith has drawn up here. You got Kareem Dykes, of course. We saw Kewan Westmoreland went out with an injury earlier, so Dykes is your running back.
Which I've been trying to scour the sidelines. I don't know that I see Westmoreland anywhere.
Yeah, could have been taken back to the locker room, but you've got an opportunity to score. You're on the 14-yard line. No, I'm sorry, the 9. So inside the 10. At the 9-yard line, let's see. You got Curry on the end here. You got 4 receivers, 3 to the left. So let's see what Greensboro has here.
Altas, I thought, was about to start walking toward the sideline, call another timeout. He just moves Dykes from his right to left. Play clock down to 16, no worries there. Curry now comes in to bunch towards the right. Handoff, no, fakes the handoff to Altas. He's going to try to cut up the middle inside the 5. Oh, he is leveled at the 5-yard line. I saw him just bend backwards there.
Hope he's all right. Yeah, he's up. So Chase is a tough, big quarterback. Took a hit there, but he's going to tough it out.
Gain of 6 down to the 4-yard line. It is first down and goal for the Pride. Under 30 seconds to go in the half. Prime opportunity for Greensboro to get on the board. Altas brings Smith in towards the line. Hands off. No, fakes the handoff. Now throws. Did he got it?
He did.
He did. Touchdown. And a penalty.
For what?
I don't know. It was Smith who kind of got through the traffic
Dwayne
there.
Smith caught that somehow.
A little crossing route right in front of the line of scrimmage for Dwayne Smith, and Altas just kind of floated it to him. Smith caught it for the touchdown. It's coming back, isn't it?
No, I think they're leaving the field, so Altas unless they go for 2.
Offensive pass interference.
Tough break there.
Yep.
So that is going to back it all the way
to the 19-yard
line. So here's the situation, Kendrick. 15 seconds left. Greensboro has no timeouts. So they're going to have to get a shot to the end zone, or if they don't throw it to the end zone, they've got to get out of bounds.
You remember Kansas City Chiefs in the season opener with Butker running out with no timeouts to kick that field goal?
Yeah, with only 15 seconds, that's going to be really hard to do here.
Altas takes the snap, looking to throw to the right, fires this one over.
Got him.
In traffic. No, it's dropped.
Oh, he dropped it.
He had a man open. It was KJ Brown, and he dropped it with 9 seconds left.
Great throw from Chase there. Brown kind of felt the hit that he was about to take. So that's going to take us to 9 seconds. Greensboro.
You have to take a shot at the end zone.
Yeah, have to. Yeah, for sure. I think you've got 2 plays here. It's second down, so you've got 2 shots at the end zone unless you want to kick a field goal if this one doesn't get to the end zone. But you've got time for 2 plays.
Second down and 19 following the penalty and the dropped pass. 2 receivers both sides. Altus has Dykes in the backfield, dropping back. Here comes the pressure from the right. He's got to get rid of the ball. Now Greensboro's not going to score at all.
Yep.
He's sacked back at the 30-yard line, and that continues to be a problem for the Pride. Taking sacks this year, cannot do it. But we have 000 on the clock, and with that, halftime begins. 42-0 your score in favor of Davidson here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Time now for a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. 3 shutouts so far amongst USA South teams. Stephen, let's break this down a little bit. UW River Falls beating Belhaven 65-0. Sewanee beats NC Wesleyan 33-0. And then is Southern Virginia okay this year? This is another win for the Knights, 42-0 over Keystone.
Yes, Southern Virginia has really come out on fire, have not lost a game yet. You don't normally see Belhaven getting beat by 65, so interesting score there. NC Wesleyan had a strong start to the year, but of course, as you say, they get shut out. So the USA South could be an interesting football conference. It's usually Huntington, Belhaven. Those are kind of the main teams, but last year we saw Brevard take a step up, and then, you know, as you've seen with the scores, it looks like Southern Virginia could be a problem this year.
Yeah, Caleb Blaha, 23 of 33, 268 yards, and 3 touchdowns for WRF this year, or in this game. Belhaven quarterbacks combined for 4 interceptions in that contest. As for North Carolina Wesleyan, Braylon Knapp, the starting quarterback, struggled today, 8 of 17, 63 yards and an interception. And big day on the ground for Jacorin Thomas, the quarterback of Sewanee, was 11 of 13 passing, then had 13 carries for 113 yards and a couple of scores. Southern Virginia, we'll break that one down a little bit before we continue going down the scoreboard. The 42-0 win for them. Devin Watson, 19 of 29, 166 yards, 3 passing touchdowns for Watson to 3 different receivers. And for good measure, he added a rushing touchdown as well. Devin Watson's going to be a guy to have to worry about.
Well, and Greensboro, after their bye, they play Southern Virginia, so at Southern Virginia.
Right.
So, over the last handful of years, Southern Virginia has kind of been that one opponent on the schedule that you're kind of like, okay, that's probably going to be a win. Well, not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso so famously said. Southern Virginia, could be a sneaky team, kind of like LaGrange last year. LaGrange kind of came out of nowhere last year in the USA South and ended up getting some postseason awards. Their coach won Coach of the Year, and who knows, Southern Virginia could be a very surprise team as they've started out 3-0.
Well, Stephen, that was a great segue. LaGrange defeated Center today, 20-6, the final score in that one. Huntington over McMurray in a shootout, 52-46 in Montgomery, Alabama. And Brevard squeaking it out against Erskine. Final score 38-34 in that one. Brevard with a game-winning touchdown with 18 seconds to go. Ethan Beamish, a 19-yard pass to Jordan Bennett. All of a sudden, I can't talk over here. But Ethan Beamish, we talked about how good he was last year. Just listen to this stat line, 20 of 32, 345 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
And Brevard's going to be a problem. I mean, we saw them last year. They beat up Greensboro pretty well at Brevard a year ago. They were a tough opponent for a lot of USA South schools last year, and it's not going to be any different this year. Greensboro has Brevard on homecoming this year in late October, and that'll be actually the first night football game in Pride Field history. But Brevard, Southern Virginia, and LaGrange are kind of putting the pressure on the normal USA South powerhouses in Belhaven and Huntington.
Yeah, surprising to see them near the bottom of the standings. Right now, SVU at the top at 3-0. Brevard, LaGrange, and Wesleyan all 2-1. Greensboro 1-1, about to be 1-2. Belhaven and Huntington 1-2 each, and then Methodist at the bottom is 0-2. We'll step aside. We come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics. Stephen and I will break down all the action from around Pride Nation today on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Time now to take a look at what else has gone on around Greensboro College today. It's been a busy day for Pride Athletics, and Stephen will start with early game today, volleyball on the road at Meredith, and that's a 3-1 Pride win, and Coach Bo continuing to roll.
Yeah, Coach Bozarth, first year with Greensboro, but had so much success at Caldwell Academy as their volleyball coach. Women's volleyball continuing to roll. Peyton Shiflett with 28 kills. Morgan Mayfield with 27 digs.
Which is a pedestrian number.
For sure. Yeah, for Morgan, that's just a ho-hum kind of day, but, she had over 40 a week ago in a match. And so Greensboro volleyball, certainly they have high expectations coming into the year, and they are certainly may even be exceeding those just because, with the big addition of Peyton Shiflett coming back, Morgan Mayfield looking like her normal self. Jalen Templeton just passed the 3,000 assist mark. Taylor Cody, middle blocker, just passed the 200 kill mark in her career. It's kind of clicking on all cylinders right now for Greensboro volleyball. And so they are now 3-0 in USA South Conference play, trending towards I know it's early, but trending towards at least one, if not multiple, home matches in the USA South tournament because right now they are rolling.
Yeah, preseason pick number 2 for this veteran team. And you think about, what this team lost. Obviously, you lose one senior last year in Krista Brantley. But I think the big question mark is the coaching change. Is this team all bought into what Coach Bo did after or what he wanted to come in and implement after the loss of Coach Troop, and obviously they loved Coach Troop here at Greensboro. But I think this team has bought in. Coach Bozarth has certainly got them trending in the right direction, and it feels like they haven't missed a beat.
They haven't missed a beat, and not only is that credited to Coach Bozarth, but also you have 9 seniors on this team.
Yep.
2 years ago, this same exact group of seniors was one set away from being USA South champions. They had that lead against Meredith, and they remember that. And now they're seniors. That was just their sophomore year. They're seniors now. Coach Bozarth came in, and he told them straight up, hey, I know you guys want to win, and I'm right here with you. I want to win just as bad as you guys do. And they have come out so far this year. Again, it's early, but they are 7-2, 3-0 in conference play. They've already beaten Methodist and Meredith on the road today. Hopefully this continues because they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the USA South.
Next up on the slate was men's soccer. Kale Hermanson got it started with a penalty kick goal in the first half. Then LaGrange would add one late in the first. Right early in the second.
Yeah.
And then another one, and it took a late goal with a little under 6 minutes to go by Ori Edry to tie it up. The assist by Garcia Barrios, and Greensboro men's soccer plays to a draw with LaGrange today. They're now 4-1-3 are the Pride this year.
Yeah, what a difference a year makes. Of course, another new head coach there in Jake Weinshanken. He has certainly made a difference. Coaching, recruiting. The Pride are now just 4-1-3. On the year. They have certainly turned it up this year. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the USA South. And I tell you what, Kendrick, for anybody listening that is keeping up with men's soccer in the USA South, it might turn completely upside down because you had teams like Pfeiffer and Greensboro kind of at the bottom of the standings last year. Well, they're right at the top so far. Pfeiffer's undefeated. Greensboro 4-1-3 this year. You have some other teams that were pretty good last year that have lost some games, like Southern Virginia early in the year. So this is going to be a very interesting men's soccer season, and I think Greensboro is going to have just probably as good a chance as anybody to win this conference. But I think the field is so close that I think once you come to USA South tournament time, I think it's kind of anybody's trophy come November.
Yeah, I think it would be just a huge boost to this team to get to host. And I see you have the schedule up there. Do they start conference play next week?
October 1st, Kendrick. So they have a September 24th match at Ferrum College, and that is a rematch of last year's game where Greensboro took the win late at Pride Field. It was a Jalen King goal late in that contest. So they go to Ferrum this year, which is now a Division II school. So that'll be an interesting matchup. And then they begin USA South play against Brevard at home October 1st.
Lastly, women's soccer got it done 1-0 against Regent. The final score, Ashley Linker's goal in the 18th minute made it a 1-0 score. Greensboro outshot Regent 19-1. Shots on goal 13-1, so a fantastic job by the region netminder Kristen Miller, making 12 saves and 13 opportunities, and obviously Cheyenne Hansen took care of her only shot that she had to deal with today.
Yeah, women's soccer, been a strong start to the year. Had a little bit of a lull with the Roanoke Berry game, but came back super strong against Guilford, who is a really tough opponent every year. They lost 3-0 to Guilford last year. They come back this year, they tie them 0-0. So certainly a step in the right direction for Greensboro. They get another non-conference win today. And Kendrick, next week, they have a matchup with the defending regular season champions from last year, Brevard, and that's going to be on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And we know Coach Johnston and his team are going to be up for that challenge against Brevard, and they want to avenge the loss that they had last year.
Not only that, I think you look at the team and the minutes today. We knew they were going to be without Kendall Cam. We knew they were going to be without Shea Brennan. But as we go into conference play now, I think this is where the importance of their health and just the team's health in general continues to ramp up and become all the more important. So Greensboro, so far, a good day today. They've gone 2-0-1, and unfortunately, football has a little bit of work to do if they're going to keep the undefeated streak. We'll step aside. We'll take a look at first half stats and second half adjustments when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Time now to take a look at the first half numbers, such as they are. Greensboro down 42-0 here at the break. We will start with the team stats. First downs, actually an interesting number, not that far off. Davidson 13, Greensboro 8 in the first down category. Rushing, though, you start to see the difference. 175 yards to minus 22. That's 7.3 to minus 1.4 on the averages. Total yards 297 to 97, 8.25 yards per play. I think that's the big thing, is that Greensboro defensively today, a good stop is still 4 or 5 yards past the line of scrimmage for the Wildcats. And of course, Greensboro with two interceptions. They've lost 2 fumbles, and penalties go 6 for 45 for Davidson, 4 for 30 for Greensboro. And the Pride actually won the time of possession battle. This says 17 minutes to 13 minutes. So that's a very interesting number in the first half.
It is. I think one of the reasons, though, is because Davidson had some possessions where they scored really fast.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit of a misconception or however you want to word that. But, no, I mean, that last drive was a really positive drive. But, again, just as, those first 2 drives were in the first quarter, you got to finish it off. You can't get all the way down to the 20 or even, Greensboro got as far as the 9-yard line on that last possession and just not even come away with not only not coming away with points, but not even giving yourself a chance. And so
offensive pass interference and then the sack. Yeah.
And then earlier in the game you threw 2 interceptions. And so you didn't really give yourself a chance. So regardless of who the opponent is, that is something that you've got to clean up. You've got to be able to give yourself a chance to score. Even if it's a field goal attempt, it's better than, not even giving yourself a chance. So hopefully in the second half we can see Greensboro give themselves some more opportunity to score. And again, if you could score once or twice here in the second half, it's a lot of that'd be a lot of positive things to kind of take, even though, again, the score is out of hand, but let's see what Greensboro can do, and hopefully they can move the ball kind of like they were in that last possession.
And I think, too, obviously there's something to be said for how quickly the pass rush of Davidson is getting into the backfield, and you certainly take that into consideration. But you look at Chase's 2 interceptions, 2 poorly thrown passes. You look at the fumbles. Both of those could have been preventable. Those are mistakes that you can't really say Davidson caused those mistakes more than Greensboro did it to themselves.
Sure, yeah, and that's the frustration I think even you take from last week is that, the mistakes weren't – a lot of the mistakes weren't forced. They were, unforced errors, if you want to put it that way.
Wow. That's some great analysis there.
That's not it's not a football term per se, but, there was multiple fumbles that were really unforced, last week, and again, 3 more turnovers so far.
Second half underway, short kick, fair catch called for by McIntyre at the 11-yard line. That was Brayson Palmer on the kick. Let's take a look at some of the first half numbers for individuals. Coulter Cleland, 6 of 12, 122 yards and 3 touchdowns. Leading rusher was Mari Adams, 10 carries, 56 yards, 2 scores. Sharon added 6 carries for 49 yards and a score, and Cleland 6 carries, 49 yards himself. Leading receiver was Ajiba Tosho, 2 catches, 61 yards, including the 53-yarder to start the game. For Greensboro, Altis 12 of 20, 119 yards, 2 interceptions, and it sure looks like, is that him or is that Turner out there at the quarterback position? It's not Sims.
He is at that angle.
Yeah, it's Altis.
It's Altis. It is Altis.
Is back out here to start the second half. Maybe they saw something they liked on that last drive. Yeah. Screen pass to the far sideline caught by Smith, and that's good for 6 yards. Rest of the offense for Greensboro, Westmoreland, 2 carries, 10 yards before getting injured, and leading receiver Mitron Curry, 2 catches, 41 yards.
Yeah, that last possession, Chase made some good throws and made one there to the far side. So, if he can continue that, he may lock down this number 1 job.
Quarterback keeper, Altis dives over the middle. He's got the first down up to the 36-yard line. So Altis using his legs here a little bit as well. And now that Turner's going to check in, Altis is going to go out.
We saw Turner earlier today on a couple of possessions take the ball himself on a little read option. Now, he doesn't have a receiver here. They've got 5 receivers, empty backfield. Let's see what Cam Turner can do.
He puts a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to Carr on the end around. Check that, Curry rather, on the end around up past the 40 to the 41.
I believe
that was Carr.
That was
Carr. To the 41. So gain of 5 there. And Turner's going to stay in here. K.J. Brown in the backfield with him for a moment. Now Brown going out to the right in the slot, or the left rather in the slot. Empty backfield again. 3 far, 2 near. Doesn't matter. Turner's taking it himself to the 45-yard line. Ball on the ground.
He took a big hit too.
And it's going to be Davidson football. Yep. So Greensboro has the ball a minute and a half into the second period, second stanza, and turnover.
Well,
again,
it's
a good things are offset by the bad.
Yeah, I mean, we keep beating the dead horse, but the turnovers are just a killer. I mean, you can't say too much more about it. In the game of football, turnovers will hurt you. And again, 6 turnovers last week, and how many turnovers is that? I believe that's 4.
5.
5 now. So
4 in the first half. Yep.
Yeah. So unfortunate break again for Greensboro.
Cleveland, the new quarterback for Davidson airs it out, first down, deep pass, caught. to the 3-yard line. A gain of 42 yards on first down.
Casey Bullock, the quarterback, took a hit but delivered a dime.
I believe that was A.J. Adams on the receiving end.
And they're going to mark this at the 4. So first and goal for Davidson. Just under 13 minutes to play here in the third.
Casey Bullock, 10 of 21 this year. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Almost had his first touchdown there. Handoff on first down up the middle. There's a flag. It's a touchdown for the moment.
False. It's either a false start or illegal formation.
Ball carrier was Brody Berg. Called his name once the first half, and it's going to be a penalty here for 5 yards against Davidson. Back him up to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, early on today, if you're just joining us, Davidson kind of shot themselves in the foot with some penalties early, but since then they've really played pretty clean football.
Bullock fakes the handoff did give it to Berg up the middle, now kind of bleeding to the right. Gain of a yard, if anything. Good job by the Greensboro front there.
Yeah, and the good thing about that halftime break was simply the defense needed a break.
Yeah, they did.
so hopefully they're a little bit more fresh than they were late in that first half.
Bullock throwing out to the far side. He's got his man. That's caught inside the 10-yard line, slipping in towards the 5, and he's brought down by a host of Greensboro players at the 4. That was, again, A.J. Adams.
Nice job by Aaron Ingram to kind of finish that play off. The defensive lineman goes all the way to the sideline to kind of help finish that play before the Davidson receiver could reach the end zone.
Third down and goal from the 5. Substitutions both ways. And with the clock now under 12 minutes to go, third quarter. Handoff again to Berg. Berg down to about the 2-yard line. It'll be fourth down and goal at the 2.
Be interesting to see what Davidson does here on fourth and goal. Do they kick the field goal or do they just go for it even though they're ahead by 42?
Looks like no interest in going for points. In fact, according to what I'm seeing here, Davidson has not attempted a field goal this year. Sanakis is 5 for 5 in PATs before today. Here's a handoff to Berg. No, quarterback keeper. Bullock is going to have plenty of room going to the far pylon. Touchdown.
They've run a lot of read option today, and early on in the first, Greensboro covered it pretty well, but after those first few possessions, the read option has been the go-to play for the Davidson Wildcats, and they score on fourth down with that one.
Again, a product of short fields. Last week, Greensboro gave Roanoke 5 short fields. It turned into 3 touchdowns, a field goal, and a missed field goal. PAT up, and good. We have a new score with 11:04 to play. Greensboro down 49-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Kickoff coming here for Davidson. They lead it 48-0. Wait, 48. So did he miss did the extra point not go through?
Must not have, because it would have been 49.
Yeah, so kickoff out of bounds here. McIntyre almost touched it inbounds. Would have been a huge mistake for Greensboro. But, yeah, PAT must have been missed. They did put 49 on the board originally, and they've taken it off, I think.
It says nope, that was the last one. Yeah, so even the stats don't have not updated in terms of if the extra point was good or not. But yeah, I don't think it was good because it was only 6 points. So missed extra point makes it 48-0. And Greensboro will now, after the kickoff out of bounds, will have it at the 35.
Best starting field position for the Pride today. And Altus on first down, hands it off to Dykes, going left-hand side. Dykes, there's a penalty flag down. Dykes gained 4 to the left. That's going to come back. But, yeah, I think, we kind of have gotten to the point in this blowout where we're going to see Greensboro get back to the run game a little bit, if for no other reason but to establish some run, work on some things on offense, and maybe punch it in before this one's over.
Yeah, definitely. You still want to work on some things too. So, this isn't going to be any wasted time. We want to see Greensboro, continue to improve as they a flag was on that play. They're going to take this back to the 25 for Greensboro, but you still want to see some progress here, especially with the run game, because they've not been able to run the ball very well, but they also haven't run it very often either.
Fakes the handoff to Dykes. This one out in the right flat complete, or left flat rather complete. Gain of about 6 or 7 to Smith. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, Dwayne Smith Jr. is kind of with a coming out party today.
Yeah, 4 catches.
Yeah. Again, he missed a lot of the year last year with an injury, but again, just part of that really strong wide receiver core that we've started to see some flashes from the last couple of weeks.
Handoff here to Dykes, works to the left, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and a little bit more, gain of about 5 to we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Kareed Dykes, like we said earlier, started the year as the starting running back, but after the huge game from Westmoreland, he got the start today, but of course went out with an injury, so Kareed has kind of taken the bulk of the carries since then.
3rd down and 9 officially. Jaden Morrison goes in motion to the left side of the line. Altus drops back, wants to throw this one out towards the sideline, a little bit too far, looking for Trey Jones. I will say that's probably the best protection he's gotten from the offensive line today. He had time to make that throw.
Yeah, and that's, again, things that you want to see, right? Even though it's turned into a blowout, those are things that you want to see. You want to see guys still playing hard. You want to see that offensive line protect the quarterback. I think you mentioned it earlier, one of the things that you kind of just want to see Chase get out of here healthy, after some of the hits that he's taken. So offensive line did look good on that drive. Oh, boy.
Forbes on the fake, or maybe it was a low snap. Either way, he's got room to go to the 45 to the 50, 1st down and more, out of bounds at the 45-yard line. I don't know if that was intentional. He kind of scooped it off the ground, but he took off almost immediately.
Well, the freshman had a fumble earlier and almost had one there, but he turns it into a nice run, probably the longest run of the day for Greensboro.
It is. I wonder if they're looking for another running back in that run.
Well, hey, that was a good audition. Greensboro with a 1st down off of the punt and run.
1st down at the 45-yard line, and the offense comes back out there. The defense is saying thank you.
So I don't know if this is updated yet. Greensboro was at -9 rushing yard. Oh, now they're at -4.
Altus airing this one out on 1st down, going deep, looking for Jones. There's contact. There's
a
flag. Yep, that's going to be pass interference.
One-on-one coverage there.
Oh, Jones is hobbling.
That's Smith.
Smith, I'm
7,
sorry.
yeah.
Smith is hobbling.
Yeah, and again, we just talked about him having a great game today and hobbling a little bit. Wonder if he maybe twisted an ankle, but this is going to give Greensboro some good field position. Let's see where they mark this at.
Should be about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like
Because remember,
that's where he's
pass interference
yep.
isn't a spot foul anymore. It's 15
Correct.
yards.
That is correct.
So first down and 10 at the 30. Curry near side, Jones far side. Altus in the gun. He's got, who's that? Is that Torrance Kelly behind him?
I don't know if that's 22 or 2. Can't tell.
I think 22. No, that'd be Jaquavius Weldon. Yep.
It is Weldon.
Weldon working to the left. He's absolutely leveled at the 29-yard line.
We saw Jaquavius get some playing time last year. Really haven't seen him much this year. So, again, another kind of audition for Weldon. We saw Quentin Solomon take a carry earlier today because Westmoreland was out with an injury. So, Greensboro's looking for someone else to take some of the carries along with Curry Dykes.
Fakes the handoff to Weldon, throws out to the far side. Curry trying to get away from his defender, can't. Gain of about 2.
Mitron Curry with another catch there. He's had a solid game tonight. The freshman kind of a breakout game here in game number 3.
So my question is, as it's going to be third down and long here, obviously disheartening to lose in this kind of way, but also what kind of things can you take away from it and say, hey, we faced a really difficult opponent. How can we use that in conference play? Is Altus wanting to air this one out far sideline, and that is going to be incomplete, I think.
Yeah, incomplete.
Yep, incomplete. A one-on-one ball that Curry was not going to be able to get to. Good coverage there by, I believe that's not Robert Lamar over there, is it? No, it's number 12. That's Christian Lyons, the freshman from McKinney, Texas, but brings a 4th down and 7.
Going to get some subs here. Coy Davis and KJ Brown in the game, so you know this is a passing situation here on 4th and 7. Let's see what Greensboro can do here, trying to keep this drive alive.
2 receivers both ways. Weldon in the backfield to the right of Altus, who drops back. Here comes the pressure. Fires this one incomplete. Was looking for Jones. Jones was not looking for it.
Yeah, he was just about to come out of his route or out of his break, and the ball was already past him. So unfortunate there, but we didn't score. But there's a lot of positives to take there. Chase Altus had some good throws, ran the ball a little bit better that time. So not all bad on that drive for Greensboro.
Got to take the positives where you can. Media timeout, which means we'll take one of those too. 7:45 to go, third quarter on the Greensboro Pride Sports Network. Excuse me, 7:45 to go in the third quarter. Greensboro down 48-0. Bullock and Berg in the backfield here. Waiting on the play clock to start. Ball at the 27-yard line where Davidson will start here. Bullock pulls the handoff away from Berg, throws this one in the flat, complete to the 30-yard line, up to the 35. And there's Andrew Frazier. We've seen him kind of be in the backfield sometimes, the Wildcat. He makes the catch. Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. Bullock throws in the flat to Berg. left-hand side. Berg sheds Palethorpe and gets up past the 40-45 and finally slammed out of bounds near the 50.
And we might have another injury for Greensboro right here on the sideline.
That's really unfortunate. I was just about to say, in good news, Jaden Barnes is back.
Can't tell because he's kind of covered by everyone on the sideline.
Yeah, I was just about to say it was good to see Jaden Barnes back on the field.
Yeah.
So I guess your angle's not much better than mine,
no,
Steven? No.
Still can't tell.
Yeah, again, you kind of talked about it, about how important it is just to stay healthy and get out of here healthy. It's TJ Kroom, the freshman from Winston-Salem, but he's up jogging across the middle of the field now with trainer Ethan Williams.
Yeah, good to see him jog off there. One of the things
Ethan or TJ?
Both. Yeah, good to see Ethan getting some field time out there too. But
we love our athletic trainers.
Yeah, we just want to get out of here healthy. Obviously, great thing about the schedule, the way it lines up, is you have a bye week next week. So if you have some injuries, after this game, they have a couple of weeks to kind of heal up.
And one of the interesting things, it's 1st down and 10, by the way, on the Greensboro 49. Bullock throwing again to Berg, this time in the right flat. Berg past the 45 to the 40 to the 35. There's a flag down, and I think this is going to come back as Bullock's not even bothered walking up towards the new, or what would have been the new line of scrimmage. But, one of the good things you talk about normally, or sometimes at least when you get blown out, you say, hey, we just flushed this game. Not so much when you play a tough opponent like this. You find things that you can learn from a game like this.
Yeah, especially as a coach. I mean, you've got to come out of here with some teachable moments. You got to come out with some positive plays, to keep the confidence up of your players and your team. And ultimately, again, it's one game, right? I mean, everybody knew coming in it was going to be tough because you're playing, Davidson, a Division I opponent. But there were still a lot of plays, I think, tonight that Greensboro can take some positives out of. And then there's plays that they can learn from. And
there's still a touchdown coming.
Yeah.
There's 21 minutes left for Greensboro to score. Bullock throwing far side. That's caught by Davis. Spin move to the 45. Gain of about 5. It'll be
another flag.
Yep. I'll tell you what, that's one thing Greensboro's done better today. They have been more disciplined. 5 penalties for 40 yards. For Davidson, that will be their 10th penalty.
A holding call against the Wildcats. Going to put them back 10 yards.
10 penalties for 90 yards.
And for Davidson, this is an opportunity for their second string guys to get an opportunity to make some plays, but also penalties like this don't help your cause to get on the field more.
No.
So this opportunity for the Wildcats as well. These players they're out there for Davidson. They are auditioning for playing time themselves.
1st down and 31. Not a phrase we say very often. Bullock's going to keep it himself up to the 40-yard line. Gain of 10 there on 1st down.
Barnes in on the tackle. Again, using that read option a lot tonight to a lot of success. And still going to be 2nd long here. Let's see. Did they get back to the original line of scrimmage?
No, it's 2nd and 22.
No, okay. Yeah, no, I see now the sticks. No, so long way to go here. Let's see if Greensboro can maybe force a punt here on this drive.
Bullock looking to throw. Fires towards the far sideline, complete. But a great job on coverage there for Greensboro to knock his receiver out almost immediately. Was that was that Herbert McNeil over there? Oh, no, it was 23, not 32. That was Tyler Lee Thaxton on the stop. 3rd down and 12, so you do get that 3rd and long situation here. Bullock to throw again, looking over the middle. He's got plenty of time. High pass, incomplete, was looking for Frazier, and it'll be 4th down, and they'll punt.
Jarrell Thomas in on that coverage. Nice job by the defense getting a stop. Of course, the penalties helped out there, but
take them.
Yeah, Greensboro gets the stop, and they're going to be able to force a punt.
Carr back to return. Palmer's first punt today went for 29 yards. This one much better. Backing Carr up to the 13-yard line. He'll only make it 3 yards to the 16. So a punt of 39 yards. Greensboro with the ball, 5:13 to go. Media timeout. We'll take it with them. Pride down 48-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
Greensboro College, to Greensboro College, to Greensboro College. To Greensboro College.
Chase Altus back out for Greensboro at the 16-yard line. Chase today, 15-26, 134. 2 interceptions, 4 sacks. That's really where the big question is for Greensboro still. It's the turnovers, it's the pocket presence, but we've seen his arm. We know the arm talent for Altus is there.
Yeah, and I think, overall numbers, passing yards, completions, it's been his best game of the year. And I think you've seen some better throws as well.
Quick throw out to the flat. That is complete to Carr up to close to the first down. It'll be about 9 or 10 yards there.
Yeah, and again, I mean, this is great, for Chase to be able to get these completions. I mean, this second half, he's thrown a lot of really good footballs and spread the ball out to different receivers. So a good sign for Chase.
Another empty backfield for Altus. He's going to take this one himself. He's done that a few times tonight as well. He's going to have the first down.
Ball came out at the end, but I think he was down before it came out, so it's going to be a first down for Greensboro.
Up to the 30. They give him forward progress to the 33, so that's a gain of 5 on the carry for Altus.
You've also seen a lot in the second half, a lot of spread offense, a lot of 4 and 5 receiver sets.
5 here. Quick throw again to Carr, caught at the 35 and out of bounds.
And these quick, short routes, have been really effective for Greensboro today. And we saw it a little bit last week as well. But today there's been a lot of those quick curl routes or quick in routes that Chase has been able to complete. So good sign here as Greensboro continues to move the ball on offense.
And, Stephen, the big thing is in lieu of an effective running game, which has not happened tonight, those short routes do open up the long ball. Oh. He airs this one out. It's short. Coming back and getting it is Brown, makes the catch.
Wow.
K.J. Brown slipped past his defender, coming back, makes the catch at the 30. That's going to be a gain of 35 yards.
Yeah, well, we'll take it, right? It was a little bit of a rainbow pass, but the defender kind of lost track of it, and receiver came back to get it, and we'll take it. First down, Greensboro at about the 32.
And that's huge for K.J. Brown. Huge awareness. Altus takes the snap, hands this off to Carr, cuts back in towards the middle, inside the 30 to the 29, gain of 3.
Took a big hit there, but Javion Carr already about 3 or 4 touches already this drive. Usually Javion is a punt returner, but with the score the way it is, he's getting an opportunity at receiver and really taking advantage of it.
Mitron Curry in there as well. It's going to be Curry and Carr on the far side. On the near side, it is Brown, Davis, and Braylon Crowder. to the extreme right. Brown goes in motion, Altus dropping back. Here comes the rush. He evades it for a moment. He'll sling it out of bounds. That's what we want to see.
Yep.
That is fantastic awareness for Altus there, getting out of the pocket, realizing I don't have a shot downfield, and throwing it away.
That's exactly what you want to see from Chase, and that's some growth already. We're seeing it right in front of our eyes, and it's just a smart play. And as a young player, it may not seem like it's a good play, but it is. It's a smart play. It's a good play. It lets you live another down as opposed to trying to force something that's not there.
And the other thing, too, that we're not haven't really talked about, 3rd down and 8. I'll bring this up after this play. Altus looking to throw over the middle, high, incomplete. Was looking for
Sincere
Curry?
McIntyre.
Oh, that was McIntyre there. Honestly, not a bad throw, just
No,
a little
and
too far.
it had a lot of zip on it, which is something that we've seen a couple of times. His throws over the middle today have seemed like some more zip than they've had the last couple games. So a lot of good things right now that we're seeing from Chase Altus.
And here's what I was going to say: this is a junior that has not played but a handful of snaps at Ferrum 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He didn't even play at Westminster last year, so you still got another year of him. Just think of all the things he can learn and develop over that time. 4th down and 8, obviously going for it. Altus airs this out end zone. He's got a man at the 2-yard line. That's caught by, I believe, Curry. Oh, they say it incomplete.
Oh,
incomplete.
He did. Looks like he bobbled it. Coach Smith was over there. He knew they had the play. Altus with a great throw. And I tell you what, I think that was Weldon at running back.
You're right.
He picked up that block beautifully because Altus was about to take a big hit, and Weldon stuck in there as the running back and threw a great block. That play was perfect except the very end.
Yep.
Unfortunate drop there, but
Mike Curry, the intended receiver.
But again, I know it's a drive that doesn't end up in a score, but a lot of positives to take.
I think that was the best drive of the night. We saw some. You mentioned the growth and maturity as there's movement up and down the line. Altus, I think, more so than that play, I was just so glad to see him get out of the pocket to the left and throw that one out of bounds a couple of plays ago.
Yeah, that was probably the most encouraging drive that we've seen tonight. And
honestly, they didn't run it once, except for the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, well, and I think a lot of it too, though, Kendrick. They've gotten away from the run, early on, but a lot of those short passes can kind of act as run plays.
Right.
And so that's what they've kind of been doing. And the last couple of drives, they've been executing a lot more.
That's kind of what we were alluding to. Is here's a handoff here up the middle to Berg. Berg up to the 32-yard line or so, back to the original line of scrimmage. But, that allows you, when you have all those short passes, it allows you to stretch the field a little bit, which they tried to do there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, it's just encouraging. And, we've talked about it already, but, this type of a game, you're really seeing the growth of some of these players right in front of our eyes. And there's another penalty on, I think, Davidson again.
Yep, it will be their 12th penalty of the game.
And we talked about earlier, these Davidson players, this is their second string. They're trying to earn playing time. But right now they are really hurting themselves by the amount of penalties they're racking up here.
And, the interesting thing, I'm starting to look at these stats a little bit. Greensboro is respectable in a lot of categories. They're leading the time of possession battle. They're only down 13-15 in first downs, and the Pride have 205 yards of total offense.
Well, there's outside of the rushing stats, there's a lot of stats on here, Kendrick, that they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Receiving yards 188 to 182, passing yards 204 to 182. So they're keeping up in certain categories, and obviously the turnovers early on kind of hurt them there and gave Davidson some short field, and they ended up scoring. But again, still a lot of positive things to take.
Greensboro would love a turnover here on 3rd and 11. Bullock firing. That one is caught. Yeah, good defense, though, by Thaxton.
Mm-hmm. He's been in on a lot of plays.
He has.
Tyler Lee Thaxton's had a really good game at corner tonight.
I think that was Rafferty McSweeney on the catch.
And this is an opportunity here, a good, I guess you could say, a practice play. The game's out of hand score-wise, but it's a 4th down. Ball's on the Davidson 36, and they're going to go for it. They're not going to punt. They're going to let their second-string offense try to get this first down. So let's see what Greensboro can do.
Bullock dropping back to throw. Here comes some pressure. There's a hold that doesn't get called. First down and more for Davidson to the 45-yard line. So it will move the sticks. There was a hold on the left side of the line that did not get called.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there for Greensboro's sake. It looked like it might have been Frank Walker that was on that side that got held. But, yeah, nice throw, though. Nice throw and catch. But like you said, it was kind of helped by a holding call that wasn't called.
I think that was Adams, the receiver. It's 1st down and 10 at the 45. Another handoff to Berg, who just muscles his way up the middle to midfield, gain of 5. That should be the final play of the third quarter. And it will be. So 15 minutes left to play. The big question, can Greensboro get on the board here before we say so long this evening? Start of the fourth quarter. When we come back, Pride down 48-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Well, as we start the fourth quarter, we're listening to a techno version of Sweet Caroline. I don't know if Neil Diamond ever intended that, but that is where we are in the world today.
That's right. 2025, we have taken Neil Diamond to the techno world and made his song into a little hip-hop song.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, my goodness. 15 minutes to go. Greensboro down a lot, but again, at this point, the score a little. I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but there's other things to focus on here. As Berg picks up close to 5 yards for the first down, they're going to move the chains.
I'm a little bit surprised that some of these defensive starters are still in for Greensboro, just from a health standpoint. You want to keep your starters healthy. You still see Frank Walker, Deshaun Holman.
Khalil Marcus
Barnes is in there, but yeah, hopefully those guys will stay healthy here. And but no, they played hard, and in this second half they played well.
1st down and 10. Bullock looking left, scrambling, working to the right. Greensboro trying to cut him off. He's going to step out of bounds.
Aaron Ingram there again. Ingram has had a couple plays where he has just ran completely, from one side of the field to the other. The sophomore, he's really been a special teams standout in terms of blocking kicks.
Yeah.
Last year he had one last week as well, the one that was the PAT that was returned for a 2-point conversion, and he's been all over the field here defensively tonight.
No gain on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Handoff to Berg. I tell you what, he is just a built running back. I've been impressed with him up the middle there. He's close to the first down. Give him about 8 yards there.
He's going to be about a yard shy, I believe. 3rd down. Let's see. Yep, 1 yard to go.
5th tackle for Walker. Will Palethorpe leads Greensboro with 8.
Will had a lot of tackles last week as well, and one of the anchors on this defense.
Yep.
had another nice game.
Handoff, you guessed it, to Berg. He's wrapped down in the backfield. I think that was Jesse.
Devarius Jesse with a big tackle in the backfield, holds them on 3rd and short. Jesse, again, the rookie defensive player of the week in the conference, and makes a big play there.
Obviously, Bullock and company staying out. 12:50 to play. Watching the information on the screen, 1917, they beat Auburn 21-7.
I was looking at the same thing. Same thing.
Handoff to Berg, up the middle. He's got the first down.
Yep. Got it by a couple of yards.
You know, and there's been a lot of times today Greensboro has made a good stop on 3rd down, only to give up a 4th down conversion. Davidson is 4 for 4 on 4th down today.
Yeah, they've leaned
but
on.
only 4 of 10 of
yeah,
on 3rd
sure.
downs.
No, and that's actually really good. I mean, for the Greensboro defense, but they're leaning on that offensive line up front for the Wildcats, and they've been able to convert some 4th downs.
Bullock this time fakes the handoff, throws over. Intercepted by Palethorpe. Will Palethorpe picks it off at the 15-yard line to the 20 to the 25, working far sideline.
That should be a late hit. Are they going to give it to him?
I thought he tripped over the marker.
He was pushed, but no call there. But Will Pelthorpe, after you just said he's got 8 tackles tonight, now he has an interception, and he won't forget that one for sure here on the campus of Davidson College. A neat moment there for the senior.
That was exciting. Palethorpe, there was an underthrown ball by Bullock, but it's almost as if he didn't see Will right in the middle of the field.
I don't think he did either, because there really wasn't a receiver in that area. I think there was a receiver running behind him, but like you said, it was well underthrown.
And we're going to have a media timeout. 12 minutes to go in the game. Greensboro with a little bit of excitement here, down 48-0, but just got the ball after a nice Palethorpe interception on the Greensboro College Sports Network. So it's 48-0. I said 28. I don't know. It's like I said, the score is irrelevant at this point.
Yep, no, for sure. And I think again, like, you just have to take the positives, out of this one, and I think Greensboro's going to have a lot of good things to look at. I know when you look at the score, it's 48-0. You may not say that, but again, you're playing a Division I FCS opponent. This second half has looked really good for Greensboro on both sides of the ball. So
I think at this point, if you hold them under 50, if you don't let them score
sure.
the rest of the way, that's huge.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, especially if you can score yourself, right? You don't want to get shut out, even if you are playing an FCS opponent. You want to at least get on the scoreboard, but still a lot of positive things so far to take. And we got just under a quarter to play, and Greensboro just got the ball back on a Will Pelthorpe interception. The senior defensive back has been such a huge part of this Greensboro defense for multiple years, and already has 8 tackles tonight, and now has an interception. So a night to remember for sure for Will, multi-sport athlete here at Greensboro, certainly one of the senior leaders on this football team. And so now Greensboro's offense is going to come out here as we wind down this media timeout. Let's see if they can drive the ball down the field again, just like they have the first couple possessions of the second half. And now let's see, maybe they can finish one off. It'll be interesting to see. What I would like to see too, Kendrick, is if they get it close enough, do they try to tack on a field goal just to get on the scoreboard, or will they still keep the offense out there if they get far enough into Davidson territory?
Well, here's a couple things Greensboro is trying to avoid as far as streaks go. Last time they gave up 50-plus points in a game was LaGrange last year. Last time they were shut out was Guilford last year in the season opener. Last time they were shut out while surrendering over 40 points was Huntington back in 2022.
Yeah, definitely want to avoid all those, and we could, avoid a couple of those at least with at least 3 points or obviously a touchdown would be nice. But, man, last drive was so encouraging. You drove the ball down the field. Chase Altus looked exceptional and then had that great throw at the end there. Just couldn't hang on. I believe it was Curry was the intended target. Got the ball down to about the 2, but just couldn't quite hang on to the pass. But it was a great throw. Had a great block by Weldon as well on that play. It looks like they have a cart coming out on the sideline.
Oh, I hope they weren't still working on Will after that interception.
I hope not either. Well, again, it looked like he was shoved. That's not good, probably. The trainer for Davidson is coming out.
They've not put anybody up there yet.
Oh, there's a stretcher coming out.
Oh, no. Not good. I don't know who else it would be, though.
Unless someone else got rolled up, maybe.
That's true.
Because again, Pelthorpe after that interception kind of got shoved. I thought it was maybe a late hit, but was no call. And I know you said it may have looked like he just kind of jumped the chains, but we actually didn't see anything afterwards. But now we've got a cart out on the sideline there. So I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, media timeout here. We'll take it with them as a scary incident over on the sidelines. We'll let you know what we find out on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
I just really felt like I was a person, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories.
Welcome back in here to Davidson College. Still working on someone. Again, we don't have news as to who, what player is being worked on over there after that interception. So we will take just another short break, and again, we'll try to get you an update. But again, still working on someone over there on the Greensboro sideline. So we'll try to give you an update just as soon as we can right here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Welcome back in here to Davidson College as Greensboro and Davidson are in the fourth quarter. The Wildcats lead 48-0, but an encouraging second half here from Greensboro on both ends of the field. Again, we're trying to get you an update on the injured player. We'll go over some stats here real quick. First downs, Davidson leads 18-13. Rushing attempts, Davidson with 36. They have ran for 221 yards tonight. They have really pounded the rock, and it's been a big night for Davidson on the ground. Now, it looks like...
Well, hang on a second. I want to say it's a staffer for Davidson. They've got a red hat on.
And that's what I was thinking, maybe what happened, because when Will went over there, he kind of took a tumble, and I'm just wondering if someone may have kind of taken the blow.
I don't think that's a player, Stephen.
Yeah. Either way, it's unfortunate, whoever it is. Now they were waving to the crowd, so that's a great sign. They're on a stretcher going to the ambulance, but again, they are alert. They were waving to the crowd, so that's a great sign. But it did look like they had a hat on. I don't think it was a player.
The reason, and again, they weren't wearing a jersey, so I can't confirm it was or wasn't a player, but it was a red hat. I don't know why a Greensboro player would have a red hat.
Yeah. So if we have an update later on, we will certainly give that to you.
Well, we are ready to play again. Alta's going to throw on first down. Sideline
Nice.
caught.
Jeez.
Gain of about 5 yards to the exact same location.
That almost took out some more players.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. We'll see if we can find an update, and maybe in the next commercial break I'll scan the sidelines again to see if I can find Palethorpe. I cannot confirm that was or was not him.
Yeah.
But, again, I don't know why a Greensboro player would have had a red hat.
That was another nice throw there from Altus.
Same play again, too. I believe that's Curry over there at the 40-yard line. That's going to move the sticks first down.
Yeah, and again, like we said earlier, he's had more zip on the ball today. Really encouraging second half. I think, Chase, we talked about earlier, who's going to lock down that QB1 spot. Well, I think Chase has pretty much done that tonight. It was a slow start, but, man, this second half, he has really thrown the ball well. He showed flashes in the first half, but in this second half, he has really, I think, kind of taken that number one QB spot.
First down and 10. Altus wanting to go deep, loses the football. And I think Greensboro fell on that one. Yep, the Pride are going to keep it. Loss of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, had the ball down low there. One thing as a quarterback you want to do in the pocket, you want to keep that ball up high. Don't want to bring it down because it's easier to knock away, and that's exactly what happened. Luckily for Greensboro, an offensive lineman fell on it. But Chase, one thing that he has had trouble with is fumbles. Had some last game, and he's had a few today.
So Bencomo was the one that landed on it. That will bring up 2nd down and 16. Altus wanting to throw. That is caught. Nice catch there by Carr. Jadavian Carr up in the air, had to turn around midair to get that one.
That
first
was
down.
a great catch there from Carr. And he has had a heck of a second half. Him and Altus have hooked up on multiple throws, and they're going to run the hurry up, flag on the play, and they're going to stop play.
I think Greensboro may have been a little too hurry up.
Yeah, a little too quick on that one. But yeah, Javian Carr has had a heck of a half as a receiver again. Usually, and they just said false start, so going to back up Greensboro 5 yards. But Carr has been a returner. He was a punt returner some last year, and he has had a heck of a second half. Trying to look up here and see how many receptions he has. I believe he's at 4, as long as that is updated on the stats. But he's had a heck of a game.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6. Altus to throw.
Overthrew Trey Jones there over the middle.
Yep. All right. So I can confirm the person on the sidelines is not a player.
It's a
staffer.
staffer. It's a staffer.
Yep.
Yeah.
ESPN Plus coming in handy here.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, hope he's all right.
Hope he's all right. He's awake and alert. He waved to the crowd, but it looked like a lower body injury there. Hope he's okay.
But yeah, good to confirm it was not a player there. So 4th down, Greensboro to punt from their own 45. We think Forbes is already running for a first down.
Yeah,
today.
Forbes might be the leading rusher today. I haven't
He
looked,
is right
but,
now. 1 carry for 19 yards.
Yeah.
Yep. And he is. No, it was a snap to the up back. He's not going to get the first down.
That was Barnes.
Barnes, yeah.
Got hit at about the 47.
Needed to get to midfield. Turnover on downs.
But why not? Why not try it? Now,
sure.
Now there's a flag, actually, that just came in very late.
Could be a post-play foul. 12 penalties, 100 yards for Davidson. Greensboro, 6 penalties, 45 yards. But if it's after the play, Davidson, I think, still gets the ball.
Yeah, they would still have the ball.
Yeah.
It'd just be a penalty to start this drive. But yes, if it was after the play, Davidson would keep the football.
A lot of conversation happening here between the officials.
Yeah, it was just weird because it was a really late flag.
Illegal procedure on Greensboro, which will obviously be declined. 9:25 to play. Greensboro's defense back out on the field. And as if you needed any more confirmation, Will Palethorpe is also right in the middle of it. You know, I hate to kind of peel back the curtain on the magic that happens, Stephen, but we have a lot to do with the Greensboro College Athletes of the Week. And I want to say Will Palethorpe may be my male athlete of the week.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a heck of a game today. Might have cemented it with that interception. And, heck, we still got 9.5 minutes here, so if he makes another couple plays, he may just completely seal the deal. But, yeah, he's had a big game. And as we said earlier, I mean, such a great kid. He's been a leader on this football team and the lacrosse team as well. Battled an ankle injury last year about halfway through the year or so. Had an ankle injury, so he missed some games on the football side last year. But healthy coming into 2025, and he's such an important player on this defense.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 at the Greensboro 48-yard line. Short field for Bullock, who is 8 of 10 today for 98 yards and a pick. Pitch out here Greensboro's good. Oh, almost had it in the backfield. Ultimately, a gain of 3.
Yeah,
but
I think that was Pelthorpe that almost had him.
yeah, Pride had a couple of chances to tackle McSweeney in the backfield. Also in the area was Thomas. Ends up being 2nd down and 8, gain of 2. Ball on the near hash as Davidson working left to right towards the blue end zone. Under 9 to play. Bullock puts McSweeney in motion. Hands it off to the running back instead. Inside the 40, churning to the 36-yard line. And this is a new name for us today. This is Jack Fennell, the sophomore from Butler, Pennsylvania. Davidson as a team is approaching 250 rushing yards.
Yeah, they've been rushing it really well. Bishop Brown, the senior, there on that tackle, and that's been one of the biggest differences in this game is the run game. Davidson has certainly ran the ball well, and again, just been able to tire this defense, the defensive line in particular, just a lot of wear and tear today.
But Stephen, I feel like that's common sense as you swing it out to Adams here. He's going to be short of the first down, pushed out of bounds as Marcus was the one pushing him out of bounds. But it feels like common sense. When you're playing a smaller opponent, you just kind of out-physical them, if you will, and wear them down.
It's probably not smart to not do that. You want to wear them down, and that's exactly what they've been able to do. So, obviously hats off to them. But you've got to give credit to Greensboro. They have not quit at all. They are still playing hard, and they've made some nice plays in this second half.
2nd down and 2, a handoff again to Fennell. Reverses direction, gets past a couple defenders, gets the first down inside the 20 to the, what do you want to call it, the 18? Gain of about 10 on the carry.
Yeah, about the 18. So, and also, Greensboro, again, a lot of their starters are still in the game. So, they're not throwing in the towel either. They're not putting, their second or third string guys in. They're letting their starters play as long as possible.
Another handoff to Fennell. No, quarterback keeper. Bullock throwing corner out of bounds. Was looking for Adams, but threw it well out of
good coverage.
Play, yeah.
Good coverage from Greensboro there. Not a single guy open on that one.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 19. And again, if you get them into a 4th down situation, expect them to go for it because they've not attempted a field goal all year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, look, it's good, good practice for Greensboro as well. It's an extra play they get to play defense and try to get a stop.
They know they got to make 3 more stops. Quarterback keeper Bullock kept that one in the gut of Fennell a long time. He scores.
This
flag. It's coming back.
Might be coming back, though.
I think it is. Devarius Jesse not happy. It's a touchdown for the moment for Bullock, but I do not think it's going to stand. Yep, it's a hold, and back it comes.
Yeah, and I don't think the Wildcat coaching staff is going to be too happy with the penalties here in the second half. Again, their second string guys are in there, and these are guys that are probably younger, and they're trying to earn play time, but they're not going to be happy with the amount of penalties that they've had. They've had multiple plays where, they had big plays. It was, they gashed the Greensboro defense, but they've been brought back because of big penalties, holding penalties, mainly the cause. So probably not going to be a great film review, come tomorrow.
Here's the interesting thing, though, is it's 2nd down and 20. That one passed in the flat to McSweeney, and Greensboro bottles him up there. I think it was Kroom over there. Or no, that was Thaxton, Tyler Lee Thaxton on the tackle. But 6 of their 13 penalties came in the first half, so the starters are just as guilty as the second string.
Definitely so, and they had a lot of penalties early, and they kind of got it straightened out there. The first string did, but it's kind of been all throughout this half for this team, or the second string. But again, these guys are likely younger and just trying to earn their stripes. So got a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 16, Kendrick, with about 6:20 to play.
Do Wildcats have stripes? We'll get
maybe.
that in a second.
We'll have to Google that.
Bullock passes to Adams over the middle, gets past one man, gets past the second. Tyler Lee Thaxton finally spins him out of bounds, puts him on the merry-go-round there. It's going to be close to the first down. He got almost all 16 yards back. It'll be 4th and short. Actually, more like 4th and 3, 4th and 4. 4th down and 4 officially. So mid-range here for Greensboro if they can find a stop. Bullock in the gun. He's got Fennell next to him, wanting to throw. Pushed out by Walker, rolling to his right, throws incomplete. There was a defender down over there, but not quite on the same page was quarterback and receiver there, and it'll be a turnover on downs intended for Jaleel Sales.
The Greensboro defense gets his stop, and nice. Again, that's something to build off of. Gets the fourth down stop, keeps Davidson from scoring, and again, it's just another positive that you're going to want to take from this second half. And Kendrick, tell you what, they've only scored 6 points in the second half, and I know it's their second string, but that's great. That's really something to build off of. Again, this isn't another Division III team in their second string. It's an FBS or FCS Division I opponent, and so to keep them at 6 points here in this second half is definitely something that Greensboro could build off of.
Media timeout. We'll take a quick one with them. 5:35 to go on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Well, it could always be worse. We just saw that Idaho State defeated Lincoln 90-0 today. So,
see, it can always be worse. No matter what situation you're in, it likely could be worse.
Greensboro has made a quarterback change here, but it's a handoff on first down for a couple of yards. Is that Sims? I've not seen him turn towards us yet.
Hard to tell, right? Yeah, that looks like him. But honestly, can't tell. Still can't tell 100%.
I think it is.
Yes, it is Josh. Nice throw there to Trey Jones.
And that's a guy who's, honestly, I thought we would call his name a little bit more today. That's Jones' second catch.
He has been thrown to multiple times, just haven't been able to link up. But nice throw there from Sims. And, again, another short throw. Greensboro's been really excellent this second half on those short throws, getting 5-6 yards of play.
3rd down and 2 and another short throw. I think he came down with
it.
Did. Yeah, a catch
Great
made there.
Catch from Trey Jones. Heck of a grab.
We talk about the arm strength of Alta. Sims put a little something on that one. He'll move the sticks.
Yeah, another sharp pass. It was high, but, again, beautiful throw. Beautiful catch by Trey Jones.
4:15 to go. Greensboro not in any hurry. They probably just told Sims, hey, we got one drive. Eat up what you want of it, but try to score. Greensboro most likely looking at their final offensive possession. Sims wanting to throw. He throws it behind him. Patrick Curry reversing direction. Here comes a flag.
We got a flag.
Curry trying to get past some defenders. Gain of about 3 or 4 there. It looked like it was in trouble from the beginning. It was a backwards pass from Sims to Curry. For a split second, I thought Curry was going to just chuck it down the field, but instead reversed his direction, and this is going to come back.
Yeah, the defense for Davidson blew that one up, and nice job there by Curry to kind of get out of it, but it's going to be a holding call against Greensboro.
So, Stephen, at this point, we kind of put this one to bed more or less, and we look at what's coming up. You have the bye next week. You start conference play at Buena Vista the week after that at Southern Virginia. So 1-2 after 3 games. Where does that kind of put us?
Well,
I thought we would be 2-1 right now.
Sure.
So
yeah, but haven't started conference play yet. Southern Virginia is that first conference game, and it's a team that you've kind of handled pretty well in recent history. Is
Sims wanting to throw deep on this one, long
got him
throw caught to the 45-yard line. That's going to be first down to KJ Brown.
Beautiful throw from Josh Sims. I mean, he dropped that one right in the bucket to KJ Brown, who's had a really nice game. Hasn't had much noise here in the second half, but had a good first half and a great play there.
Sims wanting to throw this one in the flat, looking for Brown, too far, incomplete. And also, that's going to give KJ Brown 100 yards.
Yeah, and definitely deserves it. He's played well tonight. But, man, heck of a throw there. That's one of the best throws I've seen Josh throw.
I agree, and Sims is now 3 for 4. And, here's kind of what I wonder, Stephen, is it's second down and 10, and Sims throws in the flat. That's complete to, is that Coy Davis over there?
I think it's Coy.
Yeah. Coy's had a bit of a rough year, not in terms of catches, but he was averaging like 2 yards per catch coming into today.
Yeah, Coy's been a really great leader for this team. And, one of the things I think Coy is unfortunately suffered from, not from his own doing, but, just the quarterback play, from last year. And he has had some more receptions this year, just, on the shorter end. But Coy is definitely a good receiver. Just hopefully he'll get some more opportunity this year with some balls thrown his way.
KJ Brown, 6 catches, 103 yards. Third down and 11. Sims dropping back. Good pocket there. Throws this one. A little comebacker to Curry. Makes the catch. Gets to the 36-yard line. He's going to be a yard short. It'll be 4th and 1.
Yeah, probably going to go for this here. Might as well. Mitra Curry, though, another guy. We talk about KJ Brown, but Curry has had a great breakout game today as well.
Good job both by quarterback and receiver. They're going to move the sticks first down for Greensboro. They're going to give him a bit of a generous spot there.
That was a generous spot for sure. But, hey, we'll take it.
And that will take us to 2 minutes, so we will step aside for the final time. Last 2 minutes of this one. We come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
Greensboro College. Greensboro College. Welcome home to Greensboro College. Welcome home to Greensboro College.
Final 2 minutes on the clock. Greensboro looking to just get something on the board. They are 35 yards away from doing it. Josh Sims has engineered this drive, 5 of 6, 62 yards, and a man in motion here on first down. That's Davis. Sims dropping back, looking to throw, wants to air this one out. Long throw, now coming back for it, incomplete. Was looking for Carr, underthrown, almost a sliding interception.
Yeah, just a little bit of an underthrown ball there by Josh. Brings up second down and 10. It'd be really cool here to see if Josh could lead a scoring drive here to finish this one out.
2nd down 10, 1:53 to go. Sims has one in motion. That's Davis again. Sims takes the snap and fires this over everyone's head. Was looking for Trey Jones. Jones, not a short receiver. But,
no, yeah, that one was a little airmailed, just a bit high, but it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And obviously, if Greensboro doesn't get the first down, Davidson kneels this one out and it's over. So Pride's last opportunity here to get something on the board. Carr and Curry to the near side. 2 receivers to the far side as well. Sims to throw.
Uh-oh.
Throws it in the flat to Weldon. Doesn't make the catch and then gets leveled, so 4th down and 10. This drive started with a lot of promise, but it's fizzling out here at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, after that big play to K.J. Brown, a few incompletions brings up 4th and 10. Got to get to the 25 for the first down. See if Greensboro can make it happen. Got 4 receivers and then Weldon as the running back.
2 split each way, ball on the near hash. Sims dropping back, good pocket. Throws this one. Receiver fell down. It's intercepted, and that'll seal it. Big hit at the 25-yard line. I think that was Carr that leveled the boom, if you will. But interception made there by number 27, Revis McLaren, the freshman from Woodstock, Georgia, and that'll do it.
Yeah, receiver fell down, so not totally on Sims there. Kind of unfortunate break for Greensboro. But, again, outside of that, though, pretty strong second half. You hold Davidson to 6 points in the second half. Had some offensive drives that, had some positive, not necessarily outcomes, but had some positive things happen. So at least you had some things that you can kind of point to on film that were some positive things to look at.
Well, Stephen, let me read this stat to you as we have a quarterback keeper. Surprisingly, we're just kneeling that out. First down.
Yeah.
First down there by James Weaver, the safety? No, it's quarterback Austin Ferchura, the junior from Sparta, New Jersey. Let me read this number to you. Through 3 games, 2 passing touchdowns, 7 passing interceptions.
Yeah, and that's been, one of the biggest, issue right now with Greensboro is just the turnovers.
Good defense here on first down and 10. A host of pride in the backfield.
Most of them have come from interceptions.
Yep.
Or, last week there was a fumble, from Altus, and so, it went down as a turnover too. So I think, they obviously know, that they've got to cut down on the turnovers, but knowing that and actually doing it, can be 2 different things.
And it's proving to be just that. 40 seconds to go. They can run one more play and then kneel it out. Quarterback keeper again, Ferchura, back past the line of scrimmage, past the 40. And they don't have to run another play. And I don't think they will. Well, a good learning experience for Greensboro today, and obviously you had hoped to get on the board. Things don't exactly go your way, but something to be taken out of that. What exactly that is, we will tell you on the flip side. We will take one last break and a quick Pride postgame show when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. And we welcome you into the Pride Postgame show. Greensboro falls to Davidson, 48-0, your final score. Stephen, I don't feel like you can say, well, we didn't see that coming. I think this is kind of the outcome everybody expected. We all hoped for something different, but I don't think this comes as a shock.
No, it doesn't. But again, like you said, it's an opportunity game, right? I mean, it's against an FCS opponent. Hey, worst case is you lose, but you learn a lot, and I think that's really exactly what happened today. Because again, yes, it was 48-0. It's a shutout, but if you were able to watch the game, there's still a lot of positive things that came out of this game. Again, against a Division I FCS opponent. That's what you got to think about. So if this was a Division III opponent, I think we're talking totally different. But
I think we're pushing the panic button.
Sure, yeah. But we saw a lot of good things tonight, and I just think that Greensboro's going to be able to learn a lot. They're going to see the good things and grow from those. And now you get a bye week. You get to rest up. You get to go out and practice and work on some of the things that need to be worked on. And they get to, in 2 weeks, play their first conference game, which is a big one, at Southern Virginia.
Well, let's not be vague about it. You said we learned a lot. What things did we learn today? I think a couple of things for me. One, I think we learned this defense does not quit. That's a big thing for me. Two, despite the fact that we have a veteran offensive line, I think there's still some things to be shored up there, because even last week against Roanoke, they struggled to give our quarterbacks some time in the pocket. We continued to see that today. Three, I think you see how important the run game is for Greensboro, because when they abandoned the run game, they kind of became too predictable today. And I think even four, this team works the best when they work quickly.
Yeah, and I think when they work quickly, they have that short passing game. That's when you saw the best from this offense. And you also got to learn, not that we didn't necessarily know it beforehand, but Greensboro has a lot of weapons. Yeah. I mean, you saw some guys like Javian Carr really come out. Mitron Curry, the freshman, had a breakout game. So Greensboro doesn't just have their top 3 or 4 guys. They've got a wealth of weapons at the receiver position. So I think that's something that I'll take away. And look, I know there were some struggles still at the quarterback position, but I think Chase Altis, for me, I think he kind of secured that number 1 quarterback spot for, at least for right now. Of course, again, it could still be a game-to-game situation, but I think him playing most of the game, the second half, he really made some good throws. We saw some growth, throwing the ball away when it needed to be thrown away. So I think we learned that as well. And then I think what you said about the defense, they don't quit. They gave up 6 points in that second half. They had a lot of positive plays. Will Pilthorpe had the interception. Senior leaders didn't let that defense just lay down in the second half. And so there's a lot of positives, especially from the second half, that Greensboro is going to be able to take. It was a tale of 2 halves, honestly. I mean, it's kind of like last week where, of course, Greensboro scored 22 points last week, but this first half from today, it was a struggle. They turned the ball over. Davidson had short field, and they were able to score touchdowns. Second half, completely different. The defense played well. The offense moved the ball. Again, unfortunately, we didn't score, but we moved the ball deep into Davidson's possession multiple times. So I think we learned a lot from Greensboro, and I think I hope they're not hanging their heads on this game, because, again, you played an FCS opponent, and you had a lot of positive plays come out of it. So I think Greensboro learned a lot about themselves. They're going to get a week off, at least from a game standpoint, and I think they're going to be really ready to go for that conference opener.
I was texting earlier today with Vance Ballard, who, of course, has called some games for us here, and we've got him on a couple coming up on the schedule for, I think, volleyball and maybe some soccer as well. Either way, we were texting about this game, and we were kind of saying, what realistically makes this a good game tonight? What things does Greensboro need to do? The 2 things we came up with was they need to hold Davidson under 50, and they need to get on the board. One of the 2 things they were able to do tonight, but I think it also just solidifies what we knew. We knew this was a good defense coming in to today's game, and I think to be able to hold an FCS team under 50 like that, I think that's huge for this team, and I think that there's probably more confidence boosters in this game that I think you would realize than just looking at the scores. Some guys can kind of look at things they did and say, I did that against a really tough competition today, and KJ Brown, 103 yards on 6 catches. That's a big thing for me. And then, of course, the defense as well. We'll go through some of the stats here in a minute. But I think outside of maybe the running game not being there, and outside of the turnovers, and outside of maybe the offensive line not giving them a whole lot of time in the backfield, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we'll just wrap it up here. But I think there's a lot of positives to look at. I think the Greensboro fans, have a lot to look forward to, so long as we stay healthy. I know we had some injuries kind of earlier in the game. We're hoping Kewan Westmoreland will be okay. But overall, I think they came out pretty healthy, which is also a big plus too. In a game like this. So I think a lot of positives. You just have to take the positives, learn from the negatives, and get ready for conference play in a couple weeks.
All right, final stats, final thoughts, and then a look at what's next, and then we're going to call it a night. Again, final score 48-0. First downs 21-17. Greensboro holds serve in that category. And really, you look at total offense. Yeah, you give up 502 yards to Davidson, but you're just shy of 300 on your own. 293 yards for Greensboro today. The Pride, of course, with 3 interceptions thrown. They lost 3 fumbles, so that's still something that needs to be cleaned up. You get the 1 late interception from Palethorpe, so it leaves you feeling a little bit better. You almost have a better third down percentage. You're 5 of 15, they're 4 of 11, and you stopped them on that last 4th down, so you kind of have a nice springboard there to look at, and I'll ask you what numbers stand out to you. But first, individual numbers for Davidson. Bullock goes 12 of 16, 124 yards and a pick. Cleland, 6 of 12, 3 touchdowns, 122 yards. Leading rusher today was Adams, 10 carries, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns. And we're gonna do one more time. Ajiba Tosho with 3 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. For Greensboro, Altus goes 21 of 36, 208 yards, 2 interceptions. Josh Sims, 5 of 10, 62 yards and a pick. Leading rusher was Forbes, the punter, 1 carry, 19 yards. Kewan Westmoreland, 2 carries for 10 yards. Receivers, I can't pick just one here. KJ Brown, 6 catches, 103 yards. Curry goes 5 catches, 60 yards. Carr and Smith Jr., both 4 catches. Carr goes for 35. Smith goes for 25. And defensively today, obviously Palethorpe with the interception, team high 9 tackles. Frank Walker goes for 7 tackles today. Barnes with 6. So those are kind of the leading numbers. So, Stephen, I'll kind of give you a 2-part question here. Things that stand out for you statistically, and then you can go ahead and throw us your final thoughts.
Yeah, I've got 3 numbers that kind of stick out. 2 good, 1 bad. The first one, I'm be honest, I would not think that Greensboro would win the time of possession.
No.
31 minutes, 27 seconds to 28 minutes, 33 seconds. And a lot of that came in the second half, so great job. Number 2, passing yards, 270 passing yards combined. For most of it, went to Chase Altus, but then Josh had a big play as well on that last possession. So that's encouraging as well. The rushing yards, though, trying to find it on my sheet there, 23 net rushing yards, and 19 came from the punter on that one punt play that actually I don't even think was a designed run. That's not good. And so that's one thing that I would say outside of the turnovers was the most disappointing, is that they just did not run the ball well. And even though Westmoreland went out early,
I don't know that it changes.
I don't know if it does either. And so I think that's probably the most disappointing outside of the turnovers was the rushing yards. But I mean, again, like we said, a lot of positives. Time of possession was good. Passing yards were good. Second half, it's really, again, it's almost, I say this, it's almost like you throw away the first half film and watch the second half film, because I think it was just 2 totally different halves for offense and defense. And so definitely some numbers you can look on there and certainly be proud of. But I think the one outside the turnovers, the rushing yards is something that's got to pick up if they're going to win some games this year.
And, we can sit here, we can talk all night about what went wrong, what went right, and what Greensboro needs to do better. But I think we're kind of at a point this year with all the optimism that this team had coming into the season. And I'm not saying this as a disgruntled fan or anything, Stephen, but I think we're at the point now where it's like, you know what? Don't talk about it. Show me.
Yeah.
Show me the adjustments you make in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think that's going to be big. And I think Southern Virginia, that game is going to be a big test to what you just said. I think if Greensboro comes out and plays well, they improve in the run game. They're more consistent in the pass game and don't turn the ball over. I think that shows, okay, they have improved, they've grown, they've learned. If they come out flat, they come out with the same mistakes, things like that, honestly, that'll be disappointing.
Yep.
So we'll see in a couple of weeks what the Pride kind of learned from this one.
What is coming up for Greensboro College Athletics? We'll be back on the air with women's soccer on Tuesday the 23rd against Brevard. They begin conference play, we said against Brevard, 6 o'clock. Pride pregame beginning at 5:45, and Coach Mike Johnston and crew coming off a win today against Regent, so we'll be on the air for that. Then on the 24th, men's soccer on the road at Ferrum, women's volleyball on the road at Brevard. We're back on the air again on the 27th, women's volleyball at home against Mary Baldwin, while women's soccer is on the road at Pfeiffer. Next time football is at home. Well, we mentioned they're on the road on October 4th against Southern Virginia, back for their conference home opener October the 11th against Huntington at 1 p.m. And, of course, the pregame show will begin at 12:45. That will wrap everything up here from Davidson, North Carolina. An awesome experience. And, again, positives to be taken from a not awesome final score, but we will see in 2 weeks whether or not those lessons have taken hold. A big thank you again to Davidson, their athletics department, their hospitality for tonight, and just being as awesome as they were. And a big thank you to Stephen Weidenhouse as well for producing and being our color analyst this evening. That'll wrap everything up here from the press box at Davidson. Again, your final score, Davidson wins it 48-0. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a green and white good night. This has been a presentation of Greensboro College Football.